Chapter 115. At the train station, Fong Ping casually pinched a hand that was reaching for him. The other party's wrist instantly turned purple. The result was surprising. The other party did not fight or pull out his saber. Instead, he bowed and looked at Fong Ping with a pleading expression. Fong Ping shook his head slightly and let go of the other party. When he saw that the other party ran faster than a rabbit, even a few fellows who seemed to be his accomplices disappeared in the blink of an eye. Fong Ping could not help but sigh. The world was different now. Thieves were living a miserable life. In a world of martial artists, no one knew if the people around them were martial artists or not. If a random thief met a martial artist, no matter how brave or ruthless they were, they would have to admit defeat. Obviously, Fong Ping's random pinch had made the other party realize that he might have met a martial artist. The train station incident was just an interlude. At 4:20 p.m., Fong Ping arrived at Sun City train station without a hitch. When he returned to Sun City and walked out of the train station, Fong Ping could not help but sigh. He remembered the first time he met Wang Jinyang. The other party was also full of emotions. At that time, Fong Ping could not understand this feeling. However, this time, although Fong Ping did not carry out any missions and did not experience too many life-or-death situations, he had killed 2 young martial artists with his own hands a few hours ago. A small city like Sun City was always so peaceful and relaxed. Martial artists were high above everyone else, but they were far away from everyone's lives. There might not even be a murder case in the whole year. Did anyone know that Wang Jinyang was famous in the outside world? Did anyone know that Fong Ping had not only become a martial artist, but also killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists? No one knew. They only knew about the big news on the internet. They knew that Grandmaster Ma from Penguin had broken through to rank 8, and that Master Ma from Tanuki had officially become a Grandmaster. In their eyes, the world was only that big, and martial artists were that simple. This is good too, Fong Ping murmured softly as he stood outside the train station. After entering a martial arts university for a month, Fong Ping was not completely clueless about some things. Every year, many martial artists died. Every year, martial artists committed crimes due to madness and stress, creating suffocating, bloody tragedies. However, these things were hidden by the higher-ups. Among them, martial arts universities were also doing their best to cover it up. If this was his past life, Fong Ping would definitely have said a few words to the keyboard warriors. This was to deprive them of their right to know. However, in this life, Fong Ping felt that this kind of thing should be kept a secret. Ordinary people lived ordinary lives, happy and comfortable. Even if they weren't too rich, no one had ever starved to death. What good would it do to spread this news? Other than creating panic, it was completely useless. If they really encountered a ferocious martial artist, ordinary people would not be able to resist, and there would only be more casualties. If you don't know, even if you meet these evil people, they might not bother with you. If the sky fell, there were the tall ones to hold it up. If the tall ones could not hold it up, there were the low-level martial artists like Fong Ping. Even Fong Ping and the others could not take it anymore. When that time came, it would be time for the people to obtain the right to know, because even the special classes could not take it anymore. It might really be the end of the world. These thoughts flashed through his mind. Fong Ping shook his head and stopped thinking about it. He strode home. Scenic Lake Gardens. At the main entrance, Fong Ping had just reached the door when someone exclaimed, "Fong Ping!" When Fong Ping heard the voice, he was instantly gratified. A bright smile appeared on his face. "This girl, she actually came to the door to pick me up. I didn't say I would be back today." Siblings were siblings and relatives were relatives. Even if they did not know that he was coming back, they would still look forward to it and wait for him. Fong Ping was greatly gratified. He had originally wanted to pinch that chubby round face, but now he was a little embarrassed to do so. "Fong Yuan, you've grown up, but you don't have to pick me up. Your brother is a martial artist now, so I can carry a small suitcase up easily. Fong Ping praised his sister as he walked toward Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan looked like she had seen a ghost. She said nervously, Fong Ping, why did you come back in the afternoon? There are many people in the morning and fewer in the afternoon. It's good to come back in the afternoon. Oh, it's good. Fong Yuan swallowed and said hurriedly, you didn't even give us a call before you came back. Seriously, let's go upstairs. Fong Ping smiled. There's no rush. How long have you been waiting here? Seriously, it's quite hot now. You could have just waited at home. Big sis. Sister Fong, we're here. Big sis, we must teach those guys from Fuzhong a lesson today. How dare those be starred steal our territory? Big sis, you even found a boy? It's not good for a boy to get involved, is it? You should find someone stronger. This one looks a little skinnier, doesn't he? Fong Ping. Fong Ping turned his head to look and saw 7 or 8 girls about the same age as Fong Yuan skipping toward them. Although they were young, their words were enough to make one's imagination run wild. Big sis? Fong Ping's face turned as black as the bottom of a wok. What happened in the 2 months I was away from home? Round face has become a big sis. Does this mean that she was not waiting for me, but for these girls to steal our territory together? What the F***ck did I miss? Fong Yuan looked like she was about to break down. She said with a long face, if I told you that this is a misunderstanding, would you believe me? Ha! Brother, let me explain. Brother? As soon as Fong Yuan said brother, one of the girls exclaimed in surprise, Big Boss Fong is back. We have someone to rely on. Brother Ping is back. Brother Ping is a martial artist. Our Yuan Ping Club is going to be famous. Hello, Big Brother, the little girl shouted excitedly. Someone noticed that something was wrong with Fong Yuan's expression. The 2 people who were close to her suddenly screamed, Run, brother, we got the wrong person. We're not here for Round Yuan. Run. Why are we running? Why are you asking? Let's run first. The girls were in a hurry. Fong Ping did not even have time to speak before they disappeared in a puff of smoke. The corner of Fong Ping's mouth twitched. Suddenly he reached out and pinched Fong Yuan's cheek hard. He said with a half-smile, Not bad. You've grown up. Big sis. Since when did round face become a big sis? Yuan Ping Club. Yuan Ping Club. I let you be a big sis. I let you be a little girl. Fong Ping was flustered and exasperated. He pinched his sister's cheek and knocked her head. How long have I been gone? This girl is out of control. F***ck. I'm wronged, brother. I'm wronged. Fong Yuan's cheek was pinched. She looked gloomy and began to explain vaguely. Wrong my A**s. I saw it with my own eyes. Fong Yuan, you've grown up. Your brother doesn't even dare to be the boss in a martial arts university, but you're better than me. Also, I'm your big brother. What's the meaning of Yuan Ping Club? Why isn't it called Ping Yuan Club? No, whatever club it is, shut up. Fong Ping pinched his sister's cheek with one hand and dragged his suitcase home with the other. Fong Yuan hurried to catch up pitifully, her heart full of resentment. Who knew you'd come back today? Also, I founded the club, so of course my name should be in front. Also, can't you stop pinching my face? Can't you talk nicely? When they reached home, Fong Ping did not open the door himself. He continued to pinch his face with one hand and carry his suitcase with the other. Open the door. Fong Yuan rolled her eyes. You're addicted to pinching, aren't you? Unfortunately, she was not as skilled as him and had been caught red-handed. Fong Yuan had no choice but to take out her keys to open the door. As soon as the door opened, Fong Ping heard his mother's voice. Yuan, you're back? Mom, it's me. Ping Ping? Li Yueying hurried out of the kitchen. When she saw Fong Ping, she said joyfully, I thought you weren't coming back. I asked you yesterday, But didn't you say you weren't sure? Really, you didn't even give me a call when you came back. I'll call your dad and ask him to bring some braised food back later. Mom. Fong Yuan, who had been ignored, looked aggrieved. Can't you see that Fong Ping is pinching my face? My face is almost swollen. And you're still not going to save your daughter? Li Yuang seemed to have just seen her daughter. She did not know whether to laugh or cry when she saw the siblings quarreling as soon as they met. What's going on? Fong Ping said helplessly. Mom, you have to keep a close eye on this girl. Guess what I saw downstairs just now? She's going to turn the world upside down. This girl started a club and even wants to fight for territory. You mean that Yuan Ping club? Li Yuang's words made Fong Ping's jaw drop. So, even their mom knew about it? Li Yuang said helplessly. She needs to be taught a lesson. There's nothing I can say about this girl. She's still so young, yet she insists on setting up a stall with her classmates. She even has to fight for the stalls every day. Even the teachers in school know about it. You said it's a work-study program, but you could have set up a stall somewhere else. But these girls insist on setting up a stall in school, and the teachers are already complaining. You're already in the 3rd year of middle school. You should be preparing for high school. You don't need that bit of money at home. Sigh. It's good that Ping Ping came back to talk about it. This girl is so disobedient now. Setting up a stall? Fighting for stalls? Fong Ping was stunned. What was going on? He let go of his sister's cheek instinctively. He seemed to have misunderstood something. Fong Yuan rubbed her cheek gloomily and said pitifully, Fong Ping, I just sold you a few things, right? Do you have to pinch me until now? You don't need it anymore. I'm recycling trash and opening up a market. Shut up. Fong Ping scolded. He said impatiently, I told you long ago not to do these things. You're messing around again. It's not enough that you're messing around. And now you're bringing your classmates along. Didn't you hear, Mom? Even the teachers are complaining. Fong Ping went with the flow and quickly changed the topic. He did not feel sorry for his misunderstanding at all. As he said that, Fong Ping said with a straight face, What did you sell me? Fong Yuan said nothing. Li Yuang said amusedly, Other than 2 sets of clothes, you don't have anything else. What? Fong Ping was stunned. Even if I didn't have much since I was young, I should have had a lot of miscellaneous stuff growing up. Right? What did Mom say now? All gone. Fong Ping did not say anything. He rushed into his room. A minute later, Fong Ping walked out of his room, his face as black as steel. Fong Yuan, you're really something. I don't even have my toothbrush. Where's my slipper? Where's the teacup? I don't have my towel either. Fong Ping wanted to kill this girl with a slap, so I'm not coming back. Are you? Fong Yuan lowered her head and mumbled, I'll buy you some new ones, okay? You can get 3 new ones for an old one. You don't know how to live. You shut up. How can it be the same? Do you have feelings for the old and feelings for the new? Isn't it the same? I think the new ones are better. You still dare to talk back? Fong Ping was furious. This time, he did not pinch Fong Yuan's face with one hand. He used both hands to pinch Fong Yuan's face and pull it apart. Fong Yuan was helpless. She said vaguely, That's enough. Stop finding excuses to pinch my face, or I'll flip out. You still dare to flip out? Fong Ping snorted. He pinched Fong Yuan's face for a while before letting her off the hook. Don't do this again. Do you hear me? If it happens again, I'll break your legs. Fong Ping warned her. He did not know if this girl was interested or just joining in the fun, but she was always thinking about these things. How old was she? In any case, Fong Ping did not want Fong Yuan to get involved in too many messy things at this age. After lecturing his sister, Fong Ping and his mother started talking about university life. According to Fong Ping, university was wonderful. The food was free. He lived in a luxurious apartment. The instructors liked him a lot, and he ate all the pills he wanted. The students were friendly, and the girls were passionate. In short, the university he talked about was like heaven. Fong Yuan, who was listening, forgot about the pain in her face. Her face was full of envy. Li Yuang was happy too, especially since she knew that her son had broken through and become a martial artist. Li Yuang also talked about the family. Many people knew that Fong Ping had broken through and become a martial artist. Fong Mingrong was now an official employee of the Department of Education. He worked from 9 to 5, and his main job was to drink tea and read the newspaper. Li Yuang was no longer working. She was in charge of taking care of Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan benefited from this as well. In school, she had become a big sister, and the teachers took good care of her. The neighborhood committee and the property management had paid them a visit a few days ago and given them many gifts. Now, there were security guards patrolling their building every day. Even if they did not have any practical use, they had done their part. As for the property management fees, no one mentioned it. The fact that a martial artist was living in their neighborhood was their honor. Who would dare to ask for property management fees? Everything was fine at home. Everything was going smoothly. Fong Mingrong would bring back some food and drinks from time to time. They were all benefits from the unit. Fong Ping felt relaxed as he listened to his mother's story. Sometimes it was easy to be satisfied. When his father came home, Fong Ping was even more gratified to see his father's rosy cheeks, cheerful mood, and healthy body. The family had a sumptuous dinner. Everything was wonderful. If he did not care about the minor details, for example, when Fong Ping was eating, he realized that the set of chopsticks and bowls at home seemed to be missing. For example, when he wanted to drink water, he could not find a teacup. Fong Ping wanted to ask which idiot bought these. However, seeing his sister's vigilant expression, Fong Ping decided to let her off the hook for now. He would be staying for a few more days during the holidays anyway, so there was no rush to make trouble. Home is still the best, Fong Ping sighed again after he had his fill. He felt a little scared. What would it have been like if he had been beaten to death that morning? Chapter 116. It was a dreamless night. That night, Fong Ping slept peacefully. He thought he would have nightmares, but they did not. When he woke up the next day, he was sure of one thing. Humans were selfish. He had thought about how sad Zhang Guowei and the others' families would be if he killed them. When he thought about how his family would be even sadder if he died, Fong Ping felt no guilt at all. His parents and sister were living a good life under his influence. What if he died? His father would have to go back to his job where he traded his health for money, and his mother would have to work 800 yuan a month as a temporary worker. How could his sister smile so carefreely? Lu Fengra told him to go home and relax for a change of mood. At this moment, Fong Ping was truly relaxed. When he woke up, he jogged downstairs and bought breakfast. When he got home, his parents had just woken up, but Fong Yuan was still asleep. Seeing Fong Ping go out so early in the morning, Li Yuang did not know whether to feel sorry or relieved. Her expression was complicated. Fong Mingrong had just finished washing up. He had worked overtime yesterday, and the Department of Education was on holiday today. He made himself a cup of strong tea. After some thought, he said, "Ping Ping, do you want to buy some gifts today?" and pay Director Tan a visit. Tan Jinping had given Fong Ping face and allowed his father to become an official employee of the Department of Education. Since Fong Ping was back, it was only natural for him to pay a visit. Fong Ping smiled and nodded. "Okay, I do want to thank him. Our family lives in Sun City, so we still need Director Tan to take care of us." Fong Mingrong was relieved. Not only did his son have strength, but he also knew the ways of the world. This was better than just strength. The father and son discussed it. It was not good to go too early, and they would be asked to stay for dinner. If it was too late, it would not be too late to go after 9. After breakfast, Fong Yuan woke up as well. Knowing that her father and brother were going to visit the deputy director of the Department of Education, the little girl refused to go with them. Fong Yuan liked to join in the fun, but it depended on who it was. The leader of the Department of Education. That was the teacher's leader. Fong Yuan was even afraid to go to the teacher's office, not to mention the leader's house, the Department of Education's family quarters. Tan Jinping's house was luxurious. As a civil servant in this life, he lived well and ate well. There were some things that could be done in the open, unlike in her previous life, where civil servants had money but had to bury it in the soil. The father and son of the Fong family had called in advance before they came to visit. The door to the Tan family's small villa was wide open. Tan Hao and his brother were standing outside. When they saw Fong Ping, they said hurriedly, "Dad, Fong Ping and Uncle Fong are here." Tan Jinping was not too reserved. He stepped forward and said with a smile, "Old Fong, you don't have to be so polite with me. Didn't I tell you not to bring anything?" After greeting Fong Mingrong, Tan Jinping looked at Fong Ping and smiled. The younger generation will surpass the older. At this moment, Fong Ping's vitality had not erupted. However, when Tan Jinping sensed it slightly, he actually felt a sense of oppression. He was a peak rank 1 martial artist. A vitality martial artist was still a martial artist. His vitality was as high as 250 calories, but when facing Fong Ping, he actually felt that his vitality was slightly inferior. This was too unexpected. Even if Fong Ping had become a martial artist, he had just broken through not long ago. Could it be that his vitality was higher than his? "Uncle Tan." Fong Ping's smile bowed and said, "I'll have to trouble you regarding my father's matter." "No problem," Tan Jinping said with a smile. "Moreover, your father is honest and willing to work hard. Everyone in the station thinks your father is doing a good job." "Director." Fong Mingrong was a little uneasy. Tan Jinping said with a smile, "If we're not in the station, why should I call you director? I'm a few years older than you, so you can just call me Old Tan in private." After exchanging a few pleasantries, Tan Jinping led the father and son into the house. As soon as they entered the house, they saw Tan Hao and his brother still standing there. Tan Jinping scolded, "What are you standing there for? Go and pour some tea for Uncle Fong. Are you blind?" Tan Hao chuckled and hurried to pour tea. Seeing this, Fong Ping stood up and said, "Uncle Tan, you talk to my father. I'll talk to Tan Hao and the others for a while. We'll talk later." "Sure, you young people talk more." Although Tan Jinping wanted to talk to Fong Ping about something, he could not ignore Fong Mingrong's presence. At his age, it would be too shameless to fawn over Fong Ping. Being on good terms with Fong Ping's father was more suitable for Fong Ping. Tan Hao's room. Tan Hao let out a long sigh of relief. He said gloomily, "Fong Ping, you're really something now. Don't judge my dad by his casual demeanor. When you guys called, my dad had people clean up the room and drag Tao and me out of bed to pick you up. Before you guys even arrived, my dad was already pacing around the living room." Cough, cough. Tan Tao cut off his eldest brother's words, saving the old man some dignity. Interrupting his eldest brother, Tan Tao asked curiously, "Fong Ping, have you really become a martial artist?" "Yes." At this moment, Fong Ping did not hide it. After all, Tan Jinping's attitude represented many things. He was also their father. Really? The Tan brothers were dumbfounded. He had become a martial artist just like that. After thinking for a while, Tan Tao suddenly said, "A twice-honed martial artist." After entering a martial arts university, they had also found out about twice honing. Fong Ping's vitality had reached 149 calories in May. According to their speculations, it was very likely that he had broken through after twice honing. No. Tan Tao was a little surprised. Fong Ping's vitality had increased very quickly. There had been 4 months between 149 calories and him breaking through as a martial artist. Yet, he was not twice honed. Tan Hao was much more straightforward. He mumbled, "It's a pity that he's not." Although there aren't any martial artists among the new students in NMEU this time, there's a new student whose vitality has already exceeded 150 calories and is preparing to twice hone. Don't be in a hurry to break through. I heard that late-stage twice honing improves very quickly. Senior Wang is also twice honed. That's why he reached rank 3 so quickly. Fong Ping said calmly, I'm not twice honed. I'm only thrice honed. What? Cough, cough, cough. Did I hear wrongly? Fong Ping, what did you say thrice? The brothers looked as if they did not hear clearly. Fong Ping said, amused, there's still thrice honing above twice honing. I'm a martial artist who broke through thrice honing. This was not a secret. At least, MCMU knew about it. Tan Jinping was a local official. There would be opportunities to interact with him in the future. There was no need to hide this. If the Tan brothers knew, then Tan Jinping would know. The more outstanding Fong Ping was, the more local officials like Tan Jinping would take care of the Fong family. At this moment, Fong Ping did not need to keep a low profile. He was not very strong. He was only rank 1, so he might not be feared. However, a thrice-honed martial artist was different. Even if Tan Jinping did not know the meaning of thrice honing, there was no one in Sun City who did not know about it. At least the head of Sun City would know. A thrice-honed martial artist who was still studying in MCMU, what rank would he be after graduation? Rank 3, rank 4, or even higher. Such a person, even if he had not grown up, was enough for Sun City to pay attention to him. Even auspicious Sun City would pay attention to him. The Tan brothers were stunned for a while. Tan Tao was the first to react. He said hurriedly, there's a thrice honed above twice honed? Fong Ping, can you tell us about it? Usually, a vitality of 180 calories will be twice honed. A vitality of 200 calories will be a thrice honed. When your vitality reaches 150 calories, you'll know what it feels like to hone your bones for the first time. Of course, thrice honing is very difficult. I'm not boasting, but very few people can do it. If your conditions allow it, you can try a second time, but try not to try a third time. Fong Ping gave a brief introduction and asked about the Tan brothers' situation. Tan Hao's vitality had reached 135 calories, while Tan Tao's was 134 calories. The two brothers' progress was not slow. In fact, it was very fast. After all, it had only been a month since school started. At this rate, there is hope for them to reach 150 calories by the end of the semester, entering the boundary of martial artists. By the end of the semester, there is hope for them to break through and become a martial artist. In normal martial arts universities, it is not easy to become a martial artist as a freshman. Tan Hao even said with a smile, our progress is considered fast. Zhou and the others who had higher vitality than us before are about the same as us because they don't practice pole standing. Of course, they can't compare to you. Nanjiang Martial Arts University's new students this year are quite impressive. They just started school and already have someone whose vitality exceeded 150 calories. There are still many people from last year's batch who have not become martial artists. At least half of them. Do you remember the seniors from last year's batch from Sun City No. 1 High School? Senior Wang is a rank 3 and became the president of the Martial Arts Society. Some of the others have just entered rank 1, and some haven't become martial artists yet. They are all aspiring martial artists like us. This is the current situation of normal martial arts universities. The students they recruit at the beginning are not strong, and their vitality is not high. There are also not enough resources. Even in their sophomore year, there are still many students who have not become martial artists. If they wait until their junior year, and their luck is not too bad, they can probably enter rank 1. When they wait until their senior year, a batch of top students will graduate as rank 2. Most normal students will graduate as rank 1, and very few will graduate as rank 3. Of course, there are those who are unlucky. It is not unusual for them to not become martial artists by the time they graduate. Unlike MCMU, which has less than 1,600 new students, there are more than 100 official martial artists now. By the end of the semester, a small half of the students will become martial artists. Once they enter their sophomore year, almost all of them can become martial artists. During the 2 years of junior and senior year, there are many rank 2 graduates and rank 3 graduates, but rank 4 graduates are rare. After chatting for a while, Tan Tao asked, "Do you want to ask Wu Zhihao? And the others out for a meal?" Everyone's back this time, and it's a rare break. You're a martial artist now, so let's treat it as a welcoming dinner. Don't say that. Let's have a gathering. Don't mention welcoming dinner. Fong Ping smiled and did not refuse. He called Wu Zhihao and the others on the spot and arranged for a gathering in the afternoon. After chatting with the Tan brothers for a while, Fong Ping went downstairs. Fong Mingrong was a normal person after all. He had always been at the bottom of the social hierarchy. After chatting with Tan Jinping for a while, he felt a little uneasy. Seeing his son go downstairs, Fong Mingrong said hurriedly, "Director, I'm addicted to smoking. I'll go out for a smoke first. I'll let Ping Ping talk to you for a while." "Ping Ping, come and talk to Director Tan," Fong Ping responded. Tan Jinping also smiled and nodded. After Fong Mingrong left, Fong Ping sat opposite Tan Jinping and said with a smile, "Uncle Tan, thank you for taking care of me this time. It's my pleasure. Are you doing well at Magic City Martial Arts University?" "It's pretty good. My instructor is a peak rank 6. He doesn't have many students, and he takes good care of me." "Peak rank 6? Tan Jinping inhaled sharply. He had never seen a rank 6 martial artist in his life. Nanjiang's Governor-General Zhang was a peak rank 6 before, but he could not meet such a big shot. Now that he knew Fong Ping's instructor was a peak rank 6, he could not help but be shocked. Was this MCMU student? In the past few years, it was not that no one from Sun City had entered the Big 2, but they were at the bottom. The instructors assigned to these people were almost all rank 4. After graduation, most of them were ranked 2, and there were even rank 1 martial artists. These people almost all stayed in the big city. Now, that Fong Ping's instructor was a rank 6. It meant that even in MCMU, Fong Ping would be one of the most outstanding people. First there was Wang Jinyang, and then there was Fong Ping. The students that came out of Sun City in the past 2 years were all shockingly outstanding. After chatting for a while, Tan Jinping said, "Fong Ping, it's like this. The city is preparing to reform the education system this year. You know what happened before. Auspicious Sun City was criticized. In the province, the requirements for the counties and cities are much higher this year. The Department of Education has recently announced a reform plan. As for you, you were the most outstanding martial sciences examinee last year. That's why the city hopes to use you as a publicity tool to get more families to enroll in martial sciences. You know, it's not that some families can't afford $10,000, but they think it's not worth it. That's why not many students enroll in martial sciences every year. You're also from a normal family. We hope to use you as an example. This was not a big deal, but Fong Ping waved his hand and said, "Uncle Tan, don't use me as an example to publicize. It's not good. I'm not a common phenomenon. I have my own opportunities. If you force people to have hope, and then their hopes are dashed in the end, it'll be a bigger blow to them. Also, it's better to keep a low profile about my matters, including Senior Wang's." Tan Jinping frowned slightly. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Senior Wang has more opponents outside. Some people might not follow the rules, so it's best to keep a low profile. I'm about the same. I just killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists yesterday. It's best to keep a low profile." Cough, cough, cough. Tan Jinping coughed hard. "Did I hear wrongly?" Fong Ping did not say much. "I'm not showing off. I'm seriously reminding him." Although the information about these students wasn't too big of a secret, it was better to avoid unnecessary trouble. Spreading the news around might not necessarily be beneficial. Old Wang was so famous outside, but in most people's eyes, he was extremely low-key. Unless you were a grand master and had nothing to fear, others would not dare, or even think of revenge. It was only then that you could be a little high-profile. Tan Jinping looked at Fang Ping for a while, then let out a long sigh, and did not mention the matter again. He did not suspect that Fang Ping was lying. He just found it hard to accept. Killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists? He was also a peak rank 1. Did that mean that he was also someone who could be killed by Fang Ping now? In reality, Tan Jinping had overestimated himself. Fang Ping could take on 10 martial artists like that. Of course, Fang Ping would not say it out loud. It would be too much of a blow. Chapter 117. After chatting with Tan Jinping for a while, Fang Ping declined his invitation to stay for dinner. Fang Ping and his father left the quarters together after agreeing to meet at the entrance of number 1 high school in the afternoon. As soon as Fang Ping left Tan Jinping's side, the circle will be different in the future. Ever since Fang Ping said he killed 2 peak rank 1 martial artists, Tan Jinping realized that they were not the same kind of people. They were a group of casual martial artists. Their goal in cultivating martial arts was to obtain status and privileges. However, as the deputy director of the Ministry of Education, Tan Jinping knew that martial artists were not the same. There was another kind of martial artist who entered the martial arts circle not just for status and privileges, nor were they purely vitality martial artists. Tan Jinping classified these martial artists as the practical type, martial artists from the practical combat faction, and people like them would rarely mingle in the same circle. To put it bluntly, the practical martial artists looked down on them and did not even see them as martial artists. Looking at his 2 sons, Tan Jinping was initially envious of Fang Ping. After some thought, he suddenly felt that his sons were not bad, just like him. Fang Ping made it sound easy, but Tan Jinping did not wish for his son to suddenly be beaten to death the moment he entered university. He had to face a life-or-death battle right after entering university. Tan Jinping wanted to say that he wanted to learn more from Fang Ping, but he did not say it now. In the afternoon, Fang Ping met Wu Zhihao, Yang Jian, and Lu Ruoqi. Everyone had improved. During the Gaokao, the highest was 120 calories, while the lowest was 115 calories. Now that 5 months had passed, they had cultivated the methods of honing and pole standing. Their vitality was around 130 calories on average. Everyone was in a good mood seeing their old classmates. As they chatted, the topic shifted to resources. Wu Zhihao said helplessly, Nanjing Martial Arts University awarded 30 GPA. It's not a small amount. If we exchange it, we can get 2 rank 1 vitality pills. However, a rank 1 vitality pill is 15 GPA, and a rank 1 bone honing pill is 25 GPA. In addition to our usual cultivation, we need at least 5 normal vitality pills to nurture our vitality to 150 calories. We need about 30 GPA. That's close to 70 GPA. There's a big gap. Even if there are some exams and rewards, we can only get 20 GPA in a year. We'll probably have to fork out another 400,000 in cash on our own to have any hope of gathering enough resources for a breakthrough to rank 1. Enrolling in a martial arts university costs a lot of money. Nanjing Martial Arts University's GPA could be exchanged with cash for 20,000 credits. If Wu Zhihao and the others wanted to become martial artists, he would have to fork out at least 400,000 to 500,000 in cash. This was also the main reason why many martial arts university students could not achieve a breakthrough. Hearing Wu Zhihao's words, Lu Ruoqi and the others felt somewhat helpless. Yang Jian thought for a moment and said, Recently, Tian'an Martial Arts University has opened a special training class for new students. I heard that if you join, you'll be rewarded with GPA. I'd like to join and give it a try. Does Nanjing Martial Arts University have such a class? Special training class? Wu Shihao said in surprise. You guys have it too? We have it here too, but the recruitment is quite strict. You must have at least 140 calories of vitality. Also, there are requirements for pole standing. You have to be in a stable stance. As they talked about this, Fong Ping was slightly surprised. Special training class? What's the point of having a special training class when you're already in a martial arts university? Classes in martial arts universities were different. They were all taught by one instructor and a few students. There was no need for a special training class, right? I don't know. I'm still quite a distance away from the special training class, so I didn't ask. Wu Shihao replied casually, but Yang Jian said, I heard that the special training class is to cultivate a batch of top students, the kind that can really fight. Is that so? Fong Ping nodded slightly and did not ask further. It was not a big deal for martial arts universities to gather elites and prioritize the cultivation of a batch of new students with combat ability. Everyone chatted chaotically. Overall, the atmosphere in normal martial arts universities was slightly better than in schools like MCMAU. It was not too stressful. Everyone had different goals. In normal martial arts universities, everyone wanted to become a martial artist. It would be best if they could graduate as a rank 2, but if they could not, then rank 1. University had just begun, and they still had a lot of time to prepare. Currently, there were no martial artists among the new students in these normal martial arts universities, so everyone did not feel too much pressure. It was not like MCMAU, where the new students were under a lot of pressure, and there were many martial artists. However, there were always top students in every school. Tianan and Nanjiang Martial Arts University now had students whose vitality exceeded 150 calories and were advancing toward twice honing. Everyone chatted for a while. And during that time, they also talked about Fong Ping's breakthrough as a martial artist. This was no longer a secret. Many people knew about it. Everyone was envious. But Fong Ping had already reached 149 calories 5 months ago. It did not seem too surprising that he had become a martial artist now. They were all martial science students. During the dinner that night, no one drank alcohol. Alcohol could easily numb the nerves and slow down one's reflexes. Without alcohol, everyone dispersed quickly. When he got home, Fong Ping did not forget his daily cultivation. Martial arts was about learning diligently. Regardless of whether it was a big or small matter, cultivation should not be delayed. After the night's cultivation, Fong Ping looked at his strength. It had increased slightly again. Wealth, 610,000 vitality. 265 calories, 271 calories mentality, 235 hertz, 240 hertz. Yesterday, Fong Ping received 4 rank 1 vitality pills from Lu Yongwen and the others. His wealth had increased by 800,000, and his wealth had recovered to more than 6 million. At this moment, Fong Ping's bone honing had also improved. He had completed honing 27 bones in his right lower limb and was not far from completing honing 31 bones. Other than the improvement in martial arts, Fong Ping now had a lot of vitality pills on hand. He had 6 normal vitality pills, 11 rank 1 pills, and 1 rank 2 pill. In addition, he had a pair of E-grade alloy boots and a D-grade brass knuckles. The D-grade brass knuckles did not shine too brightly in the arena yesterday, but Fong Ping had used his unhoned fist to easily smash Chen Guolong's fully honed left arm into a bloody mess. The weapon's usefulness had shown itself. I have no use for normal vitality pills and rank 1 pills. I can keep the rank 2 vitality pills for rank 1 breakthrough. I can think of a way to sell these 6 normal vitality pills and 11 rank 1 pills. On one hand, it was to raise funds for the expansion of express delivery points. The current few delivery points could not even cover the university town, so it was difficult to receive any business. The news of old Ma breaking through to Grandmaster had been confirmed. Since he had become a Grandmaster, little Tanuki would definitely speed up the expansion. Fong Ping had to keep up. On the other hand, it was also to earn money and increase his wealth. The system gave him 70,000 wealth for normal vitality pills and 200,000 for rank 1 pills. These 6 normal vitality pills and 11 rank 1 vitality pills gave Fong Ping 62 million wealth in total. If he sold them, if they were worth more than 62 million, the system would compensate for the difference and continue to increase his wealth. According to the market price, these pills are worth 9 million. Of course, if I don't sell them through official channels, the price will be slightly lower. It'll be good if I can sell them for 5 million. Even so, I should be able to increase my wealth by close to 1 million. Also, I still have 202 credits that I haven't used. Can I exchange them for some pills to sell? His 202 credits had increased his wealth by 4 million. As long as the items he exchanged for were sold for more than 4 million, the price difference would continue to compensate for his wealth. Normal vitality pills are sold for 90,000 each. The exchange price is 3 credits, which is a difference of 30,000 wealth. 1 credit brings a difference of 10,000. Rank 1 pills are 10 credits each. If I sell them, I can probably sell them for about 270,000. The difference is 70,000 wealth. 1 credit only brings a difference of 7,000 wealth. After all, it's more worth it to exchange for normal vitality pills. Also, normal vitality pills are easier to sell than rank 1 ones. Rank 1 pills were too expensive, and they were targeted at very few people. Rank 1 martial artists rarely used them. Most of them were used by rank 2 and rank 3 martial artists. Now that I'm honing my bones, I'm mainly using wealth to exchange for vitality. There's no point in keeping the credits. If I exchange them for pills, not only will I have more wealth, but I'll also have more money on hand. The 800,000 cash I got from selling the 9 normal vitality pills last time is almost all used up. Recently, Li Qingze had set up a few delivery points in the university city. Thanks to Fong Ping becoming an official martial artist, the other delivery companies had reluctantly accepted him. Their company did not have much business anyway, and they were still burning money. After thinking for a while, Fong Ping decided that he would exchange his credits for pills when he returned to school. Exchange for normal vitality pills. 202 credits could be exchanged for 67 pills, which would give him an additional 670,000 wealth. If he sold them for 90,000, he would gain another 34 million wealth, an increase of 1 million in wealth, and 3 million in cash. Even if he rounded it all up, he would still have 2 million wealth and 6 million in cash. After making up his mind, Fong Ping did not hesitate anymore. He just did not know if the exchange office would agree to exchange for so many normal vitality pills. He did not think too much about it. He would know when the time came. Fong Ping slept soundly that night. The next day, October 3rd, only then did Fong Ping have time to check on Fong Yuan's cultivation progress. Actually, after arriving at Martial Arts University, Fong Ping was hesitant. Should he continue teaching Fong Yuan martial arts? Martial arts universities were not as peaceful as he imagined. If his sister was a normal person, martial artists were not allowed to attack normal people according to the rules. This was not only a rule in martial arts universities, but also rule in society. Fong Ping felt that it was more likely that he would make enemies in the future. If his sister was a normal person, normal people would not take the risk to attack his family. But if she became a martial artist, forget it. There's no point in thinking too much. Even if she becomes a martial artist, as long as she knows her place, it won't be too dangerous. It was similar to a life or death challenge. If you did not agree, others could not force you. As for other things, such as dangerous missions, it was fine if you did not do them. The school would not force you. Everyone did it voluntarily. If you did not do missions, there would be no resources. Without resources, your strength could not increase. If Fong Yuan really became a martial artist, Fong Ping felt that it would not be a problem for him to provide his sister with resources. He would not let her take the risk to do missions. People like Tan Jinping did not even know combat techniques, but they were still living well. The gym. After letting Fong Yuan practice her stance for a while, Fong Ping said with slight disdain, "You're so stupid." Fong Yuan had been practicing her stance for more than 3 months, but she had yet to achieve a stable stance. Fong Yuan, on the other hand, had entered a stable stance not long after he started pole cultivating. Before school started, he had even achieved a firm stance. Fong Yuan felt wronged. She pouted. "I have to go to school, and I have to run a business. Can you not bring that up?" Fong Ping interrupted her impatiently. After some thought, he asked, "Have you finished eating the blood and qi replenishing pills?" "Not yet." "How can it be that fast?" "I still have 10 left." Fong Ping had left more than 10 blood and qi replenishing pills for her, but she did not eat many. In reality, Fong Yuan did not consume much of the blood and qi replenishing pills. She would lose her appetite for a day or 2 each time. She was not very willing to eat them, and the price was too high. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Take 1 blood and qi replenishing pill every 5 days. Don't slack off on your stance. Continue practicing and enter a stable stance as soon as possible. I'll leave 3 more vitality pills for you. When you've finished eating the blood and qi replenishing pills and entered a stable stance, you can take them again. You only need 1 pill a month. That should last until the end of the year. Your vitality is around 110 calories now." "Really?" Fong Yuan had not gone for a test. She was overjoyed when she heard that her vitality had reached 110 calories. Fong Ping said, "Is 110 calories that high? Don't compare yourself to the average person. In MCMU, many people are already official martial artists when they enter school. Some are even twice-honed martial artists. Their vitality is all above 200 calories. With your progress, even if you reach grade 12, it'll only take you 3 years. It'll get harder the further you go. You might not be able to surpass them. You'll have to keep taking pills to replenish your vitality." Fong Ping did not finish his sentence. A 3-year supply of pills was not cheap. If he wanted his sister to reach twice honing before the Gaokao, he would have to spend millions of pills. 200 calories? Fong Yuan was speechless. That was even better than Fong Ping. She remembered that Fong Ping's vitality was 149 calories when he was tested. She had thought that it was impressive, but now she realized that it was not that impressive. Fong Ping did not care what she was thinking. He hesitated for a while and said, "Other than standing, you can also cultivate the methods of honing now. Forget it. We'll talk about it after you've mastered all the knowledge in the martial sciences courses." Moreover, it was best to be able to observe and guide the methods of honing. She would have to take off her clothes. Although Fong Yuan was still young, she still had to avoid the taboo. Fong Ping planned to ask Lu Buoqi to guide his sister the next time he came back. Fong Yuan did not know much about things like meridians. It might not be a good thing to start cultivating early. Looking at Fong Yuan's excited expression, Fong Ping shook his head slightly and thought to himself, "I won't teach her combat techniques. It's actually not bad for this girl to be a vitality martial artist." Vitality martial artists had a social status. Although they had to rely on themselves for resources, they had a lot more freedom and safety. Moreover, Fong Yuan was a very active person. Fong Ping was afraid that she would cause trouble after learning combat techniques. If Fong Yuan becomes a vitality martial artist, she'll have a social status and won't have to take too many risks. Even if something happens to her one day, her family will be protected. Fong Ping laughed self-deprecatingly. He felt that he was cursing himself. However, he should be prepared for danger in times of peace. It was only right for him to plan ahead. Chapter 118. After staying at home for a few days, he prepared to return to school on the morning of the 5th. The 6th was Monday, and MCMU resumed classes. The last time he left, Fong Yuan had cried her heart out, and he had been so touched. This time, it was Fong Yuan who sent him to the train station. At the train station, Fong Ping stared at the little girl for a while. After a while, he said sullenly, "Ingrate, last time she cried miserably. What about this time?" Fong Yuan sent him off in high spirits. She could not wait for him to get into the car as soon as possible. Her expression said, "Brother, why aren't you getting in yet?" Fong Ping was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. Naturally, Fong Ping knew why. Now that he had returned, pinching her face was a small matter. The key was that this girl's dream of being the big sister had been shattered. For the past few days, none of the members of Yuan Ping Club had dared to look for her. Fong Yuan looked lost and forced a sad expression. "Brother, come back earlier next time you're on holiday. Remember to call me when you're back." "I'll come back even if it's not a holiday." Fong Ping snorted and said exasperatedly, "Stop messing around. That Yuan Ping Club of yours, disband it as soon as possible. Also, the next time I come back, if I find my things are missing, you don't have much left." Fong Yuan mumbled softly. Everything that could be sold had been sold. What else was there? Besides, the market is already saturated. Fong Yuan mumbled to herself. She had bought everything she needed to buy. Even if she sold Fong Ping's things now, she would not be able to sell them. She would not continue to sell Fong Ping's things. Fong Ping's expression was dark. He reached out and pinched her cheek. When the car was about to start, he said, "Stay at home and take good care of Mom and Dad. You're an adult now, so you should know better. Also, call me if you need anything. If you can't get through, I might be busy, so don't worry. I can't get through the phone, so I can ask Director Tan for help." "Okay, got it." "Be good and be smart. Don't let the bad guys kidnap you." "Of course not." The siblings chatted for a while before Fong Ping turned around and got into the car. He waved at Fong Yuan. As soon as Fong Ping left, Fong Yuan quickly took out her phone and made a call. Then she said in a high-spirited tone, "Summon all the sisters. We'll meet at the usual place." Shanghai train station. This time, Fong Ping was not stopped. He showed his martial arts license and was soon allowed to leave. Instead of taking the subway, he took a taxi and arrived at school in less than 40 minutes. Once he returned to school, he sent his luggage back to the dormitory and went straight to the logistics department. Exchange office. It was the same martial artist from before. When he saw Fong Ping, he recognized him and greeted him with a smile. "Student Fong Ping, are you here to redeem something again? Last time, I said that the boots were useful. You've earned 40 credits. Just the 4 rank 1 vitality pills alone are enough to break even." Obviously, this person knew about the previous martial arts club competition. Fong Ping was not surprised. He smiled and said, "Instructor Li, I'm here to exchange for some pills this time." "Your instructor still lacks medicinal pills?" The cultivator surnamed Li laughed, but he didn't refuse. He smiled and said, "Tell me, what do you want to exchange for? Rank 1 bone honing pill?" During the bone honing stage, rank 1 bone honing pills are the most effective. With a few rank 1 vitality pills, it should be enough. "Teacher Li, give me 67 normal vitality pills." 67. Martial artist Li froze for a moment, then looked at Fong Ping in astonishment. After a while, he said, "Kid, don't be blinded by money. Credits are hard to earn. You have a lot of credits now, more than 200, but if you exchange for normal vitality pills, you'll have problems cultivating in the future. It's not that no one in martial arts universities wants to use their credits to exchange for resources. The school doesn't forbid it either. These are credits you earned. But some things can't be bought, no matter how much money you have. Also, if you really exchange them and sell them, it might not be worth it. Have you thought it through? Fong Ping obviously didn't need so many credits to exchange for 67 normal vitality pills. If that was the case, he would naturally sell them. This was not uncommon. Under normal circumstances, however, this was done by the juniors and seniors. They had more credits and exchanged for some to supplement their family expenses. No one was like Fong Ping, exchanging all his credits in one go while he was still a new student. It was the hardest for new students to earn credits. At this time, every point had to be used wisely. Instructor Lee, I know. Can I exchange them? The cultivator, surnamed Lee, glanced at him and nodded slightly. Yes, the credits are yours. You can exchange them for anything you want as long as you have credits. Forget it. You don't look like an idiot. It's good that you've thought it through. After the reminder, the other party did not say anything else. Very quickly, the staff backstage handed over 7 bottles of pills. There are 67 pills in total. Take a look yourself. 201 credits have been deducted from you. You only have 1 credit left. Why don't you just go for a meal and settle things after that? Instructor Lee teased. Other than eating and drinking, there seemed to be no other use for 1 credit. Fong Ping took the pills and smiled. Keep it. Maybe I'll get a reward next time. 50 credits plus this 1 credit is just enough to exchange for the whole thing. You still want to continue? Instructor Lee shook his head slightly. Anyway, think about it carefully. Also, don't sell them on a large scale. It'll be troublesome if you get caught. Although martial arts universities don't prohibit the sale of pills, outside, the sale of pills is a monopoly. If you get caught, not only will the pills be confiscated, but you'll also be fined to the point of bankruptcy. Take it easy. The people involved in the pill business were the government, martial arts universities, and the military department. Fong Ping selling them on a small scale was not a big problem. If he was caught selling them on a large scale, it would be troublesome, even if the pills came from MCMAU. Thank you for the reminder. Instructor. Fong Ping thanked him and left in a hurry, taking the pills. Just now, his wealth had increased by 670,000. At this moment, Fong Ping's data changed again. Wealth, 670,000 vitality. 265 calories, 273 calories mentality, 238 hertz, 241 hertz. He had not wasted any time these few days at home. He had honed another bone, and he had honed 28 bones. My wealth is 7 million. I've left 3 for Fong Yuan. I still have 70 normal vitality pills and 11 rank 1 vitality pills. This number of pills was not a small number. Fong Ping thought for a while and dialed Li Qing's number. After some small talk, Fong Ping asked, I have a lot of vitality pills on hand. Is it convenient for me to sell them? Li Qingze did not expect Fong Ping to sell pills again. He had just sold a batch last time. After some thought, Li Qingze asked, how many do you have? 70. So many. Li Qingze was shocked. He said hurriedly, Mr. Fong, it's not easy to sell so many pills. The main thing is that we're a little weak. It's not a problem for big companies to sell secretly, but we don't have a single martial artist other than you. It's easy to be targeted and dangerous to sell so many pills at once. 70 pills, even if they were all normal vitality pills, were worth more than 6 million. Not to mention, Fong Ping still had 11 rank 1 vitality pills, worth close to 10 million. Got it. I'll think of something else. Fong Ping was not afraid of not selling them. He just needed to find the right person. After some thought, Fong Ping went straight to his dormitory. What? Room 15. Fu Changding, who had just returned to school, said in surprise, You want to sell pills? And so many of them. Fong Ping, is your family in urgent need of money? I guess so. Do you have any channels? Fu Changding frowned. Actually, every family lacks pills. They're needed to maintain vitality and nurture the next generation. Vitality pills are the most demanding. A rank 1 martial artist consumes a lot of vitality pills every year. However, this is an exclusive business. Everyone buys from private companies because they want to get a bargain. Fong Ping nodded. I understand. What price can anyone offer? Usually around 80%. After all, if you buy it on a large scale, even if it's a pill company, there are discounts. It's not uncommon to get 5% off or even 10% off. If it's private companies, there should be no shortage of buyers. 80%? Fong Ping frowned. He was not too satisfied with this price. I have 70 normal vitality pills and 11 rank 1 vitality pills. The market price is 3 million. If I sell them, how much can I offer? These vitality pills had brought him 1 million wealth points. Only if it exceeded 1 million would he increase the price difference. If he sold them at 80%, he could at most increase his wealth by another million. This was a far cry from Fong Ping's expectations. You have so many rank 1 pills? Fong Ping had only mentioned normal vitality pills earlier. Fu Changding did not expect this guy to hoard more than 10 rank 1 pills. Rich and imposing. Richer than him. Fu Changding glared at him resentfully. He was so rich, yet so stingy, eating for free every day. Fu Changding considered Fong Ping's question before saying, "How about this? I'll ask around for you. First, ask my old man if he wants some vitality pills. We don't have to worry about not having enough. If you don't think the price is right, I'll ask someone else for you." Fong Ping nodded. Fu Changding started making a call in front of him. The call was to his father. He briefly explained that a classmate wanted to sell pills and reported the quantity. After a while, Fu Changding looked at Fong Ping and said, "My dad said 9 million. Other companies can probably offer about the same price. It's not high, but it's not low either. What do you think?" 9 million, it looked like a 10% discount. Fong Ping thought for a while and nodded. "Okay, why don't I ask someone else for you, lest you—" "It's fine." Fong Ping smiled. 9 million isn't low. I know that. It's safer and more convenient. This kind of one-time transaction was not too troublesome and safe. That's fine. Fu Changding was not pretentious. This price was not too cheap. Of course, they would not lose out either. These were not some unreliable pills that were privately manufactured. These were MCMU pills. After talking to his father for a while, Fu Changding hung up and said, "Give me your account number. My dad will transfer the money to you. Just give me the pills directly." Fong Ping threw the pills to him directly and said, "Check it out yourself. Check it out face to face. Don't get into trouble for this small amount of pills." Okay. After all, it was something worth 9 million. Fu Changding did not pretend to be generous. If something happened after this, it would embarrass the two of them. After checking, Fu Changding smiled and said, "There's no problem." I say, Fong Ping, where did you get so many pills? Even if you exchange all your credits, you'll still need a little, right? I gathered them. You don't cultivate anymore. I still have some left. Rich people, Fu Changding complained. While waiting for the money to arrive, the two of them chatted casually. "Have you heard?" "What?" Sometimes Fong Ping would hear gossip from Fu Changding. He did not have the means to get this information. Capital City Martial Arts University has set up a special training class. Fong Ping frowned. He thought for a while and said, "I heard that normal martial arts universities have also set up special training classes. What's the special training class for?" "This has something to do with Wang Jinyang." Fu Changding said mysteriously, "When I went home this time, I heard people say that normal martial arts universities, MCMAU, and CCMU have been making quite a ruckus recently. It's mainly because of Wang Jinyang. This guy defeated MCMAU's rank 1 when he was rank 1. As a rank 3, he defeated many rank 3s from CCMU. That's why normal martial arts universities are making things difficult for these elite schools. They say that these elite schools only know how to ask for resources, but in the end, their students are all trash. Sufficient resources also cause the elite school students to lack the necessary competitiveness and dedication. In this way, the elite school students will sooner or later be like those casual martial artists, becoming pure vitality martial artists. Schools like MCMU would naturally not admit that Wang Jinyang was just a special case. They could not treat a special case as the norm. The school did not aim to cultivate individuals, but to cultivate the entire student body. That's why the government and the Ministry of Education came out to stop the fight. Anyway, that's the general situation. Both sides are a little fierce. Recently, 7 or 8 grandmasters went to Capital City to fight. MCMU also sent grandmasters there. Actually, both sides have been arguing for a while now. Fang Ping frowned. He had heard about this from Qin Fengqing before, but he did not expect it to become more and more serious. Normal martial arts universities were not satisfied with being at the bottom. With so little resources allocated, it was difficult for the students to improve. In MCMAU, the new students could almost always reach rank 1, and their families did not have to worry. Normal martial arts universities, on the other hand, had to raise money themselves. A few $100,000 was not a small amount. Not every family could afford a martial artist who had yet to become a martial artist. Now, Wang Jinyang, who came from a normal martial arts university, had swept away rank 1 and rank 3 students. Normal martial arts universities had finally taken advantage of him. However, MCMAU and the other schools were not satisfied either. Wang Jinyang was not a common phenomenon. He was just an exception. It was intolerable to deny the teaching results of elite schools just because of one person, Fu Changding finally said. So, in the end, both sides agreed to use the new students as an example to prove that the cultivation of new students in elite schools may not be as good as that of normal martial arts universities. Of course, elite schools have high recruitment requirements, so they are definitely better than normal martial arts universities. Therefore, the Martial Arts University Alliance from the normal martial arts universities has made an agreement with MCMU and CCMU. The Martial Arts University Alliance is one side, the big two are the other side, and the second-tier schools like East Sino Nation Normal University are the other side. There are 4 sides in total. At the end of the semester, each side will send out a representative student to prove the teaching results of each school. The special training classes over at the Martial Arts University Alliance are prepared for this. Each school will select a group of elite students and focus on training them. One school is definitely not as good as MCMU, but there are almost 80 schools in the Martial Arts University Alliance. If each school produces a genius, there will be 80 people. You can imagine that MCMAU and CCMU will also be under pressure. Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. You mean, at the end of the semester, the 4 sides will compete? Yes, and it will definitely be more serious. Fu Changding's expression was solemn. This involves the distribution of resources, even including the distribution of shares in companies like pills and weapons. If MCMAU and the other schools lose, their resources will definitely be reduced. If they think that it will be like now, where they can exchange for pills at 30% of the market price, that will be a dream. Don't think that it's just a difference of 20%. The difference is like heaven and earth. Fang Ping naturally understood this. He exhaled and said, "Is MCMU going to set up a special training class too? I'm not sure. There's no news yet, but I think it's very possible. Many ants can kill an elephant. Right now, everyone is actually just starting out, so the difference isn't too big. Normal martial arts universities will concentrate their resources and train individual students. They won't be too bad. With so many schools, there will definitely be some geniuses." Fang Ping thought for a while and said, "We'll see. Do you have any ideas?" Of course, if they really want to train a group of people, There will definitely be resources tilted to them. It's a waste not to take it. You'll only get rewarded if you put in effort, Fong Ping said in a low voice. After receiving the benefits, he had to be responsible for fighting for MCMAU. That was not without obligation. As he spoke, Fong Ping's phone beeped with a text message. The money had arrived. Fong Ping's face lit up. At this moment, his wealth had reached a new high of 6 million. 9 million in cash had arrived. Compared to before, it had brought him another 9 million in wealth. If he used this 9 million in cash to exchange for credits, he would have 300 credits which could be exchanged for 100 vitality pills. However, according to the market price, it was actually only about 9 million. There was no increase, and it would not bring any increase in wealth. Therefore, if he wanted to buy and sell continuously, that would not work. He still had to rely on himself to earn credits. Exchanging them with cash was obviously not worth it. Chapter 119. Fong Ping did not chat with Fu Changbing for long. He quickly exited room 15. As soon as he came out, he saw a few girls in the hallway. Fong Ping was not used to it. Girls lived here too. Fortunately, everyone had a single room, and the bathroom was indoors. Otherwise, he would be too embarrassed to go out. However, this also meant that the martial arts university students had less of an experience. There were no roommates and no topless girls running around the floors in their underwear. There were not many girls living in Zone 1, and even fewer on the second floor. Fong Ping was familiar with the girls walking toward him: Zhao Xuemei, Yang Xiaoman, and Chen Yunxi. These three were currently the strongest girls among the new students in MCMAU. Zhao Xuemei smiled and greeted Fong Ping when she saw him. Yang Xiaoman gave him a cold shoulder, and Chen Yunxi carefully avoided Fong Ping. Seeing the fear on her face, it was obvious that she knew about what happened in the martial arts society. Fong Ping nodded slightly. He did not say anything and went straight to his room. As soon as he entered the room, another person appeared in the hallway. Zhao Lei glanced at Fong Ping's back and frowned. Fong Ping is quite arrogant. He didn't even help the girls carry their luggage. The girls had just returned from home, and they were still carrying their luggage and parcels. As Zhao Lei said that, he took the initiative to take the bags from Chen Yunxi and Yang Xiaoman. He smiled. "Next time, you can call me if you need anything," he then said to Yang Xiaoman. "We're the same instructor. Don't be so distant." Yang Xiaoman pouted and said nothing, but Zhao Xuemei said impatiently, "Aren't you going to help me carry it?" Zhao Lei was a little embarrassed. He laughed dryly. "It's full." He was carrying a bag in one hand, and both his hands were full. It was obvious that he could not carry it anymore. As he said that, he did not forget to remind her, "Fong Ping, and you are the same instructor. This guy is so heartless." Among them, his and Yang Xiaoman's instructor was Tang Feng, Zhao Xuemei and Fong Ping's were Lu Fenggra's, and Chen Yunxi's was Bai Ruoxi's. Zhao Xuemei rolled her eyes and ignored him. They were all martial artists. No matter how heavy their luggage was, it was nothing much. Zhao Xuemei was used to this. When she went out with Yang Xiaoman and Chen Yunxi, the boys fawned over Yang Xiaoman and Chen Yunxi. Zhao Xuemei was a competent supporting character. However, when Zhao Lei mentioned Fong Ping, Zhao Xuemei knew that he did not like Fong Ping. It was mainly because he had been beaten up during the school allocation. Zhao Lei was making sarcastic remarks now because he had the confidence to do so. He had honed 40 bones before the holidays. Now that a few days had passed, he might have honed 41 bones. Compared to Fong Ping, who had kept a low profile since the start of the semester, Zhao Lei had always been indignant that Fong Ping had stolen the title of Newcomer King. Even if Fong Ping kept a low profile in the later stages of his career, and Zhao Lei was still extremely outstanding, no one would call him the Newcomer King. After all, he was only a teenager of 18 or 19 years of age. No matter how shrewd he was, Zhao Lei was still unhappy that he was being suppressed by someone else. Zhao Xuemei wanted to use what Fang Ping had done to hurt him, but after some thought, she decided not to say anything. She didn't say anything, but young Xiaoman smiled and said, "Zhao Lei, have you heard about the special training class?" "I heard about it." Zhao Lei nodded hurriedly and asked, "Is MCMU starting the special training class?" "It should be. Before I came to school, I called the instructor and asked about it briefly. The instructor said that it should be starting soon. Recently, the school has been discussing the selection criteria. The special training class will definitely pick out the best students. Naturally, you won't have a problem. Fang Ping will probably go into. Zhao Lei, can you wash away the humiliation you suffered at the start of the semester? This is a chance." Zhao Lei's eyes moved, but he smiled and said, "What humiliation? It's just the start of the semester. Everyone is fighting for the instructor and the school. It's normal to have disputes." Yang Xiaoman smiled and said casually, "Since the special training class only selects the best students, there must be a difference between the best and the worst. I heard that the credits you get are different as well, so you still have to fight for it." As they spoke, they arrived in front of Yang Xiaoman's room. Yang Xiaoman took the bag from Zhao Lei's hands and said with a smile, "Zhao Lei, we're here." "Thank you. You can go and do what you need to do." Zhao Lei did not mention that he was going into the room. He smiled and nodded. "All right, I'll go back first. Call me if you need anything." "Okay." As soon as Zhao Lei left and they entered the room, Zhao Xuemei frowned and said, "Xiaoman, why did you provoke Zhao Lei?" Yang Xiaoman said disapprovingly, "Did I provoke him? Even if I don't say anything, Zhao Lei will still go to Fang Ping when the special training class starts. He's not stupid. He won't cause trouble for Fang Ping just because of what I said. Ignore them. Let the boys fight amongst themselves. I've been pissed off by them for a long time." Zhao Xuemei muttered, "Anyway, you better not provoke Fang Ping. Really, I still haven't forgotten what happened last time. He looks like a gentleman. When we train together, he doesn't talk much, but I think he's a nice guy. Who knew? Who knew he'd be so cruel in the arena? Anyway, I don't dare provoke him. You better not ask for it either." Chen Yunxi nodded quickly and said softly, "Xiaoman, let's not bother with him. It's been so long. He just hit my chest. It's nothing." Yang Xiaoman gritted her teeth. "It's easy for you to say that. That bastard, he caught me and hit me more than once. He kicked me once and punched me 3 or 4 times. It's all swollen. It hurts for a few days, and it's still swollen." Zhao Xuemei pouted. "Isn't it good that it's swollen? It looks bigger now. Go to hell." Yang Xiaoman was exasperated. Was such a big thing what she wanted that day. She and Zhao Lei were the main force in pestering Fang Ping. In the end, Fang Ping, that lowlife, specialized in all kinds of embarrassing places. She was so angry that she could not smile for a few days. Women were vengeful. Fang Ping obviously did not take her words seriously. In MCMU, Fang Ping kept a low profile as usual. After a day of rest on the 5th, MCMU officially started classes on the 6th. On this day, Instructor Tang Feng, who came to class to give a lecture, announced a piece of news. MCMU is going to open a special training class for new students. The selection criteria is that all new martial artists can sign up. The special training class will recruit 50 people. The special training class will be taught by me, Instructor Luo Yichuan, Instructor Lu Fengru, Instructor Su Jianzhou, and Instructor Zhou Shiping. The dean will come over from time to time and may give lessons. Those who enter the special training class will be rewarded with 10 credits. Those who perform well during the special training class will be rewarded with other rewards. As soon as Tang Feng announced the end of the class became noisy. This class was a joint big class for a few small classes. There were many students, and almost all the martial artists were here. 10 credits was not a lot. The key was not the credits. There were 5 rank 6 instructors teaching. The dean, who was a grandmaster-level powerhouse, might also come to teach from time to time. For these rank 1 martial artists, even rank 6 martial artists would not have the opportunity to receive guidance, let alone grandmasters. There were only 5 rank 6 instructors in MCMU's first year, and they taught about 20 students. Compared to the new student team of almost 1,600 people, most people did not have the chance to interact with these rank 6 powerhouses. As soon as Tang Feng finished speaking, someone asked, "Instructor Tang, do they have to be martial artists?" Twice honed is fine too. Instructor Tang, what is the purpose of the special training class? Not everyone had a source of information. Many people did not know the purpose of the special training class. Tang Feng chuckled. To nurture the new students' combat ability and bring glory to the school. At the end of this year, all the martial arts schools in the country will hold a championship. As you know, there have been such exchanges in the past, but the scope is very small. For example, Magic City's martial arts universities might hold a small-scale championship. It's rare for them to cross provinces, let alone the whole country. MCMU is the top institution among all martial arts universities. We must participate in this national championship, and we must achieve good results. Even if it's capital city, martial arts university, we must beat them. This is the school's order. The national championship? Do we have to fight with capital city, martial arts university students? I heard that those fellows from the north are very fierce. Will we get hurt if we fight them? Everyone discussed. They only had eyes for capital city martial arts university. They did not take the national championship seriously. They did not care about the other normal martial arts universities. Since ancient times, there had been no first place in literature and no second place in martial arts. In social sciences universities, it was hard to say who was first and who was second. However, in martial arts universities, sometimes it was more obvious. It was not that MCMU and Capital City Martial Arts University had not sparred before. They had in the past, but MCMU lost more than they won. Although they were both famous universities, in many people's eyes, Capital City Martial Arts University was still better than Magic City Martial Arts University. Although there was no official ranking of martial arts universities, in the eyes of many people, including the internet, there was still a ranking of martial arts universities. CCMU was first, MCMU second. Fong Ping, who had been silent all this while, suddenly asked, "Instructor Tang, do we have to participate in the championship after entering the special training class?" Tang Feng glanced at him and smiled. "Not really. There are a total of 50 people in the special training class. In the end, there won't be that many people participating. The exact number hasn't been decided yet, but it's usually limited to 10 people. So, you're saying that even if we participate in the special training class, we might not participate in the championship?" "That's right." Fong Ping did not have any more questions. He continued to remain silent. Since they did not have to participate in the championship, they had to enter. 10 credits was not a small amount. It could be exchanged for a rank 1 vitality pill. After he asked the question, Zhao Lei also said loudly, "Instructor, there are 50 people to be selected. There are more than 100 martial artists in our batch. How are we going to select them?" Tang Feng smiled. "It depends on vitality, bone honing progress, and combat techniques progress, not actual combat. Not for now. But when we enter the special training class, we'll have the chance. The early stage was just a selection. MCMU was not in a hurry. A group of students who had not gone through training had limited combat ability. When Zhao Lei heard this, he felt slightly regretful. He glanced at Fong Ping from the corner of his eyes. Fu Changding, who was sitting beside Fong Ping, said in a low voice, "This guy has his eyes on you." Fong Ping did not care. He said lightly, "Don't mind him. There's no point in fighting because of personal feelings. Only when there are benefits. If there are no benefits, I won't bother." If there were benefits in the special training class, Fong Ping would definitely participate. If there were no benefits, he would definitely not participate. If there were benefits, then whether he would participate in the championship depended on whether the benefits were enough and whether it was worth it. If it was worth the risk, then he would go, even if Fong Ping was afraid of death. If the benefits were not enough, then he would pretend to be dead. The school could not force anyone to participate. Otherwise, if they admitted defeat on stage, MCMU would lose all its face. Fong Ping could actually guess that there would be many benefits in the championship. He would think about it later. Once he entered the special training class, he could advance or retreat at will. After Tang Feng announced the end of the registration began. Almost everyone, including martial artists and twice-honed ones, signed up. After counting, there were more than 140 people in the end. When he first entered the school, there were only about 60 martial artists. Now, that number had doubled. Martial arts universities were very efficient. After the registration, the school arranged for the selection the next day. Fong Ping was not worried. He was sure that he would enter. Most students did not know about the Martial Arts Society's competition, but the school definitely knew. After all, 2 students had lost their lives. Fong Ping was not weak. There was no reason that he could not enter the 50-person selection. At night in the training hall, Lu Fengru clasped her hands behind her back and said lightly, "Have you registered for the special training class?" "Yes, I have." Fong Ping and Zhao Xuemei responded. "Originally, I thought that it would be a contest of strength between the schools and wrangling between grandmasters. I didn't expect that it would be decided by the new students." Lu Fengru was also very clear about the cause and effect of this matter. After some thought, she said, "There are only 3 months left until the end of the semester. 3 months is not a long time, but it is not short either." The Martial Arts University Alliance clearly knew the strength of the Big Two, but they still dared to hold the championship. Many of the new students do not take these normal martial arts universities seriously. Their standards are too low. Martial arts universities, even normal martial arts universities, usually have a grandmaster in charge. The school's resources are also not something that an individual can compare to, let alone a family. With so many normal martial arts universities, 10 martial arts universities producing 1 genius is already quite a lot. In 3 months, it is very difficult to enter rank 2, but it is not too difficult to enter rank 1. Everyone is rank 1. At that time, it will be a competition of personal foundation, vitality strength, progress of bone honing, pole standing, combat techniques, and actual combat experience. Don't underestimate these martial arts universities' geniuses. Otherwise, the consequences will be unpredictable. Also, don't be fooled by the martial arts universities of the second level, as if everything has nothing to do with them, since they are participating, and as one of the 4 forces at that. It means that they have their own ideas. Fong Ping mumbled, "Instructor, we might not be participating in the championship at the end." Lu Fengru snorted disdainfully. "You are not the only one who thinks this way. Since you have entered the special training class, do you think you can choose not to participate in the end? Of course, the school will not force you. However, when the benefits are out and you are brainwashed, they will make you feel a sense of collective honor. And they will talk about being famous. How many people can really hold back? When the time comes, they will all fight to participate." Fong Ping could not help but laugh when he heard the words brainwash coming from Lu Fengru's mouth. However, it was not surprising after thinking about it. Lu Fengru did not say much. After a brief explanation, she looked at Fong Ping and said, "You have improved very quickly. I heard that you have been short of money recently and have spent all your credits. Have you considered accepting missions?" Fong Ping was not really short of money, and he did not lack wealth either. However, he still nodded and said, "I want to see what missions are available first. I will decide according to the situation." Sure. Follow me. Chapter 120. The Logistics Department. Lu Fengru brought Fong Ping to the Logistics Department, which surprised Fong Ping a little. They did not go to the exchange office on the first floor, but went straight to the third floor. Even though the sky was dark, the Logistics Department was still brightly lit. Martial artists cultivated regardless of day or night. The first floor is for collecting credits and exchanging pills. The second floor is for determining ranks. The third floor is where martial arts universities accept missions. Lu Fengru said as she walked, "Of course, not everyone can come here. Aspiring martial artists can't enter. Rank 1 martial artists can't enter without an instructor's recommendation." When they reached the third floor, there was a place that looked like a reception desk at the entrance. Someone was guarding it. Hearing the voice, the martial artist looked up. When he saw that it was Lu Fengru, he quickly greeted, "Hello, Instructor Lu." Lu Fengru did not say much. She led Fong Ping and Zhao Xuemei inside. It was slightly different from what Fong Ping had imagined. There was no big blackboard filled with missions like he had imagined. Instead, it was filled with intelligent machines that were more than a meter tall. Lu Fengru walked to a random machine and looked at Fong Ping. "Where's your martial arts license?" Fong Ping quickly took out his martial arts license. Lu Fengru placed it on the machine and said as she operated, "This requires authorization. I'll grant you authorization to accept missions now. Without an instructor, it's useless even if you come in. You can't enter the mission system." As she spoke, Lu Fengru had already granted Fong Ping authorization. 4-page entrances appeared on the web page. Military Department missions, Department of Investigation Services missions, police missions, school missions, Military Department missions, and Department of Investigation Services missions are usually more difficult. Of course, you're only rank 1. The missions you see now are limited, but they're still very difficult. The Military Department and Department of Investigation Services have many powerhouses. They might not be able to do certain things due to lack of manpower or other reasons, so they entrust them to martial arts universities. Military Department missions don't give a lot of rewards, but they sometimes give special resources or Military Department points. These points have many uses. They can be used as a condition for future promotions in the Military Department. They can also be exchanged for special resources in the Military Department. Department of Investigation Services missions are relatively more rewarding, but they're not easy. Sometimes there are points that can be used to prepare for entering the Department of Investigation Services in the future. The task at the police station is much simpler, but don't be careless. Lu Fengru reminded her, the police station's missions mostly involve ordinary people. However, they were all bandits, and most of them had guns. Although these bandits aren't martial artists, they're all extremely vicious people. If you rank 1 martial artist, encounter them. It wouldn't be surprising if you're shot to death with a gun if you're not careful. The police usually pay with money, unlike the military and the Department of Investigation Services, which usually pay with pills or other items. As for the last one, the school mission, Lu Fengru smiled and said, "There are difficult and easy school missions." It was very, very simple. For example, if a student issued a spar mission and the student was about to make a breakthrough in his combat technique and wanted to find someone to spar with, there would usually be no danger at this time, so the student could accept it. There were also teachers who would issue some missions, such as running errands for him or delivering some things to his hometown. These were all possible. It was a very simple mission. Of course, the rewards were not great. There were also difficult ones. For example, students needed to form teams to complete missions, and teachers needed strong students to help them. In short, you'll know when you get back. You can take a look and choose whether to accept the mission or not. However, you're still a new student. Even if you do accept it, it'll be easier and shorter. You guys still have too much to learn. Don't learn from the seniors at this time. They'll be gone for a few months, or even half a year. In the end, Lou Fengru said, the logistics department is prepared for rank 1 and 2 students. When you reach rank 3, you'll go to another place to accept missions. Also, you can access the mission system from the school's official website. Just enter your student ID and password. The main purpose here is to bring newcomers to broaden their horizons. When it's time to settle the mission, they'll come here. As for myself, sometimes I'll ask students to help me with some missions. Of course, you don't have to do it now. You're too weak, so there aren't any missions that require your help at the moment. Fong Ping nodded quickly. Zhao Xuemei said carefully, Instructor, then you. Lu Fengru smiled faintly. It's fine as long as you know the process. It's not time yet. Oh, Zhao Xuemei was a little disappointed. Fong Ping smiled and said, It's okay. When I accept the mission, I can bring you along. Shut up. Lu Fengru, who had been calm earlier, suddenly scolded, Nonsense! If you're not strong enough, why would you accept a mission? Do you want to die? If you want to die, don't drag others down with you. Also, all the missions are confidential. Don't tell anyone what mission you've accepted. Don't talk about trouble. Understand? Unless you're teaming up with someone else to complete the mission, you'll have to rely on yourself. The mission system will only give you a rough idea before you accept it. It won't reveal any specific information. Only after you've accepted the mission will you be given detailed information. Oh, right. If you fail the mission or give up, the corresponding credits will be deducted according to the reward quota. Don't accept missions recklessly. Fong Ping nodded quickly and admitted his mistake. I was wrong. I won't do missions recklessly with others. It's good that you know. As Lu Fengru said that, she looked at Zhao Xuemei and said, You should practice puncture kick first and hone more than 50 bones before we talk about this. Don't be envious of others. There's no need for that. This isn't something to be happy about anyway. Got it. Let's go. Fong Ping can look around here or go back. Lu Fengru did not care about him. She left right after she finished speaking, although Zhao Xuemei wanted to stay for a while. Seeing that Lu Fengru had left, she could only say, Fong Ping, I'll leave first. Okay. Watching the two of them leave, Fong Ping was a little excited. He first opened the police station's mission system. Capture and kill an A-rank wanted criminal. A 3-man criminal gang with firearms. No martial artists. High level of danger. Location near Magic City. Suggestion: rank 2 or peak rank 1 martial artist. Reward: 300,000 in cash. Assist the police in apprehending a drug dealer suspected to have firearms. Medium level of danger. Suggestion: peak rank 1 martial artist and above. Reward: 100,000 in cash. Capture a robber. An aspiring martial artist. No firearms. Hiding in the Kunshin area. Equipped with anti-reconnaissance abilities. Low level of danger. Suggestion: rank 1 martial artist. Reward: 50,000 in cash. Fong Ping scanned through the list. There were many missions. Some were not dangerous at all. Of course, the rewards were ordinary. Fong Ping even saw a mission to search for people and objects. This made him speechless. Of course, there was no need to mention the rewards. There were thousands to tens of thousands of yuan. It was not that no one accepted them. Some martial artists were not strong and happened to be idle. They helped to search for people. After a while, he saw that most of the missions were for aspiring martial artists. There were almost no missions for martial artists. The police station was originally meant to serve ordinary people. Fong Ping opened the Department of Investigation Services mission system. The missions here were more difficult. Capture a peak rank 1 martial artist with a murder case. Cultivating palm techniques. Location: Huangping City. Suggestion: peak rank 1 martial artist or rank 2 martial artist with a successful combat technique. Reward: 200,000 in cash. Kill a rank 2 martial artist with a murder case. Cultivating saber techniques. Location: South Peace City. Suggestion: peak rank 2 martial artist. Reward: rank 1 vitality pill or 10 credits. Kill a peak rank 2 martial artist. Completed honing of limbs. Armed with firearms. Proficient in leg techniques and fist techniques. Location: fleeing from Magic City. Suggestion: peak rank 2 martial artist or rank 3 martial artist. Successful combat technique. Has actual combat experience. Has similar mission experience. Reward: 500,000 in cash or 20 credits. The rewards for MCMAU's missions were quite generous. A peak rank 1 martial artist could get a reward of 200,000. A peak rank 2 martial artist could get 20 credits. Moreover, there were many missions to choose from. Not many people fought for them. Nanjiang Martial Arts University rarely had these missions. If there were, they would have been snatched up by others. After that, Fangping looked at the military department's missions. They were similar to the Department of Investigation Services, except that some of the military department's missions were in the wilderness, far from Magic City. The rewards were also varied. There was cash, pills, credits, alloy weapons, and even points from the military department or the Department of Investigation Services. Fangping looked at the school missions for a while and was speechless. There were actually people looking for girlfriends. I'm looking for a girlfriend. She's gentle and beautiful. Deadline: 10 days. Note: pure friendship between a man and a woman. Excessive intimacy is rejected. Reward: 5 credits. Not only were there girlfriends looking for girlfriends, but there were also boyfriends. The key was that the person taking the mission was also a man. Of course, aside from these unreliable missions, there were also some useful ones. For example, there were students who were practicing combat techniques. They needed a student who was practicing the same combat techniques as them to be their sparring partner. The reward was also credits. Fangping skimmed through the list and suddenly found an interesting mission. Challenge NMAU's Wang Jinyang. Wang Jinyang, peak rank 3, possibly already rank 4. President of NMAU's Martial Arts Society. Battle record: defeated 14 peak rank 3 martial artists in Capital City. Note: no deaths recorded in combat, but serious injuries. Reward: 200 credits for defeating the opponent. If the opponent is not defeated, but injured, 50 to 150 credits depending on the severity of the injury. 500 credits for killing the opponent. Old Wang has enemies all over the world. Fangping sighed, especially when there was a reward of 500 credits for killing the opponent. This was not a low price. It was almost equivalent to 15 million in cash. Of course, there were not many people who would accept this mission, or rather, none. If they really reached peak rank 3 or even rank 4, these people might not be short of 500 credits. Besides, it was not that simple. Fangping could actually see this mission here. It was obviously a little special. Fangping could not usually see rank 3 and 4 missions. Lu Yongwen or someone else? Fangping guessed, but he shook his head after some thought. There was no way to guess. It might not be Lu Yongwen. That guy might not have the guts. Moreover, 500 credits was not a small amount. Lu Yongwen might not be able to fork it out. Not all high-ranked martial artists were rich. The higher the rank, the higher the expenditure. In fact, some people were so poor that they were even poorer than Fangping. If they could fork out 500 credits, it meant that their family background was not weak. Fortunately, this mission was a challenge and not an assassination. Fangping guessed that martial arts universities would not allow these missions to be issued. Challenges were legitimate, and above board, but assassinations were different. They would go from being a legitimate force to being a shady force. Perhaps Old Wang himself knew about this mission, but he probably did not take it to heart. Fong Ping watched for a while, and suddenly thought, if I ask Old Wang to put on an act with me and admit defeat, wouldn't I be getting 200 credits for nothing? After some thought, the possibility of Old Wang agreeing to it was not high. Even if everyone knew it was an act, it would be embarrassing for a rank 4 to lose to a rank 1. But that might not be the case. Old Wang is a practical person. If I give him half of the credits, there might still be hope. Fong Ping made a mental note of this mission. He decided to ask when he had the chance. 200 credits was not a small amount. Fong Ping stayed on the 3rd floor of the logistics department for almost 2 hours. In the end, Fong Ping did not accept any missions. He would wait and see. He was not short of money at the moment, and his strength had not reached the point where he needed to train. Accepting missions now would not be a good time to waste. When his strength reached a bottleneck, or when he was short of money, he could take on some easier missions to complete. Fong Ping was thinking about something else when he left. I didn't see the evil sect missions. Or maybe they didn't specify that some assassination missions are related to evil sects. Old Wang and the others said that rank 3 is dangerous. It should be related to the missions. I can't see those missions yet, so that should be it. As he thought about it, he thought about the special training class. If the special training class recruited people, how should they train them? Fong Ping suppressed these thoughts and returned to his dormitory to continue honing his bones. He had honed 28 bones now. There were only 3 bones in his right lower limb that he had not honed. They were the femur, thigh bone, patella, kneecap, and fibula, calf bone. Of these 3 bones, the femur was huge, and the patella was more complicated. They were all the more difficult to hone. Fong Ping's honing speed had slowed down. It was not as fast as the phalanges, which were easily honed 1 a day. Fong Ping estimated that it would take him at least 10 days to hone these 3 bones. I'll try to finish honing 1 limb as soon as possible. There are only 3 months left until the end of the semester. There are still 34 bones in my lower limb. I'll need at least 2 months. 2 months to complete bone honing and achieve peak rank 1 was Fong Ping's prediction. If he was lucky, he might achieve rank 2 by the end of the semester. Of course, that was if he was lucky. Fong Ping might not be able to achieve it. It was not a good thing to break through too quickly. His combat techniques and pole-standing cultivation required a lot of time and vitality. He had to improve both at the same time. As for the company, I have to transfer money to Li Qingze to continue expanding. I can feel the expenditure increasing now. I'll have to pay it back later. Without money, my progress will be very slow. But the company has invested a lot. What if Li Qingze runs away? Fong Ping was not stingy with his evil thoughts. He had little money now. Li Qingze could still suppress some thoughts of investing 1 or 2 million. However, when it reached 10 million and Fong Ping was not in the company, he might not be able to suppress it. I'll have to find someone to keep each other in check. Sigh. It's not that easy to do anything. After sighing, Fong Ping cleared his mind and continued cultivating. Chapter 121. The next day, the building of practical training. As soon as Fong Ping arrived, he felt an endless wave of malice. Many students saw him and could not help but recall the scene from a month ago when they were beaten black and blue. Zhao Lei's expression was ugly. When he saw Fong Ping, he humphed and said in a low voice, "Fong Ping, I'll get back at you for what happened last time." "What?" Fong Ping suddenly said loudly. "Zhao Lei, we're all men. Don't be so petty. Look, even girls like Yang Xiaoman don't care about it, but you do. Didn't I admit defeat? Isn't that enough? Do you want to beat me up?" Zhao Lei was so angry, he almost vomited blood. I said it softly. "Why are you yelling?" Yang Xiaoman was so angry she wanted to vomit blood too. Did I not care? I was too embarrassed to say it. Of course, she was also a little afraid of Fong Ping, and did not dare to pick a fight. Zhao Lei left awkwardly. Fu Changding laughed. Didn't you say you didn't care about it? Why did you provoke him again? To fight for benefits. Fong Ping said with a smile. I met my instructor outside the door just now. I heard that the special training class will choose a class monitor. Of course, there are benefits. We can get more credits. When it's time to fight, we still have to fight. We'll beat him up later anyway. So we'll give him some time to prepare. Cough, cough, cough. Fu Changding coughed for a while. Speechless. Are you serious? Of course. Fong Ping rolled his eyes and said with a grin, I won't participate if there are no benefits, but if there are, I'll have to think about it carefully. Don't fight with me, or else you'll get a beating too. Fu Changding curled his lips but did not say anything. He did not know about Fong Ping's situation before, but after returning to school for 2 days, Fu Changding was well informed. He knew what had happened before the holidays. Although he had more honed bones than Fong Ping, if they were to fight, he would not be Fong Ping's match. Fong Ping wanted to be the class monitor, and he had no intention of fighting for it. As the crowd chatted, Tang Fong and a few rank 6 instructors arrived. Tang Fong was straightforward as well. The moment he arrived, he said, Twice-honed martial artists who have achieved lesser mastery in pole-standing combat techniques and have honed more than 20 bones, step forward now. As soon as he finished speaking, many people stepped forward. Fong Ping moved with the crowd and stood out. Not bad, 41 people. These 41 people will directly enter the special training class. After saying that, Tang Fong did not give everyone time to discuss. He continued, students from the School of Tactics and Strategy who have honed 15 bones can step forward. This time, the commotion was not big. Soon, 2 boys stood up. 43. Those from the School of Production who can repair weapons step forward. There were not many martial artists in the School of Production to begin with. It was divided into many faculties, such as pill manufacturing, weapon manufacturing, and cultivation technique research. There were even fewer people who knew how to repair weapons and had reached the level of a martial artist in such a short period of time. In the crowd, a small man stood out and said in a low voice, Teacher, I only know how to repair some E-grade alloy weapons. Yes, I'm fine. Tang Fong did not mind. He continued, Faculty of Social Sciences, Intelligence Analysis course. Students who were evaluated as excellent last month stepped forward. This time, there were still very few people, and only one person stepped out. Tang Fong sighed and said, Pretty girls, step forward. Cough, cough, cough. Many people started coughing. Teacher, do you have to do this? Everyone could understand what had happened earlier. Although the special training class was for the sake of participating in the championship, it still required students to be the brains. Students from the School of Tactics could do the job. Cultivating weapons, intelligence gathering, and analysis were understandable. But what the hell was a pretty girl? Did old Tang think it was too monotonous and purposely gave everyone some benefits? Tang Fong said lightly, I'm trying out a new teaching method. Let's see if you guys won't attack just because your opponents are pretty girls. As soon as he said that, some of the girls' expressions changed. Trying what? Trying to get them to stand in the arena and get beaten up? Among Fong Ping's group, young Xiaomen muttered, Do I have to be treated like this too? She was quite confident. Fong Ping and the others did not say anything. No one knew if Tang Feng's method would work. In the end, 2 female students from the School of Social Sciences were recruited by Tang Fong. Fu Changding, on the other hand, was happy. He chuckled and said, Not bad, Teacher Tang's method is quite good. Right now, he did not think too much about it. Tang Fong did not say much either. Did everyone think he was joking? What a joke! He was a peak rank 6 martial artist. He did not have the time to joke with these new students. He was serious. The two girls were targets for everyone else. Of course, since the two girls had signed up, it meant that they wanted to enter the special training class. Now that Tang Feng had opened the back door for them, no one could blame him for pulling them in. We're still missing 3. Tang Feng looked at the remaining students and thought for a while. Is there anyone with a specialty? Of course, those who can run fast or sing. Don't say anything. The specialty I'm referring to is something that can be of use in the championship. In the crowd, someone hesitated and raised his hand. Teacher, I can memorize maps. Is that a specialty? It's just those complicated maps. I can memorize them in a few minutes. I'm very sensitive to directions and geography. Tang Feng's eyes brightened. He nodded. Yes, you. Teacher, I can manage logistics. No. Teacher, I can provide psychological guidance. If the students are injured, I can comfort them. No. Tang Feng rejected many people. Now, there were only 2 left. In the end, Tang Feng chose 2 students with decent vitality and bone honing. He did not choose the students with special talents. Now, there were 50 people. Teacher Tang is quite casual. Is the selection over already? Fu Changding complained. He had thought that it would be complicated. Now he realized that it was over just like that. Fong Ping smiled. Efficiency is the priority. Moreover, there are 50 people. We still have to select them at the end. There's no need to waste too much time. If the selection of a special training class lasted for 10 days to half a month, then special training was out of the question. There were only 3 months left until the end of the semester. There was no time to waste. After Tang Feng was done with his selection, he quickly sent the others away, regardless of whether they were willing or not. After the others had left, Tang Feng said directly, the time for the special training class is very tight. In the past few years, MCMU has not opened special training classes like this because there's no need. The school's purpose is to train people together, not to train them individually. Now, however, we have no choice. That's why we don't have much experience to follow in the special training class. Teachers like us are the same as you. We're all blindly trying. Of course, it's not that difficult. The goal is to win the championship. Then we just have to follow that goal. In the end, it's still about ability, experience, and ability. There are many ways to improve ability. Honing more bones, increasing vitality, improving combat techniques, improving pole standing, all of these require resources. That's why the special training class will provide more resources for everyone. However, these things aren't for free. You have to earn them yourself. The 10 credits that you'll get when you enter the class will be considered a gift. From now on, it's all up to you. The better your performance, the more benefits you'll get. Right now, there are 50 people in the special training class. Teachers like us don't have much time to waste on small matters, such as gathering and notification during training. According to the usual practice, we'll choose a class monitor and let him handle these matters. Of course, you won't be working for free. 10 credits. Only 10? Fong Ping muttered in the crowd. He felt that it was too stingy. Was it worth it to waste time on something like this for 10 credits? As if she had seen Fong Ping's expression or heard what he said, Lu Fengru, who had been silent all this while, suddenly said, "Some people might find it troublesome to get free credits. You can just let someone else do it. It's so simple. There are 50 people in the class. You'll be the class monitor. If you beat up one person and make him run errands for you, you'll naturally get free credits." Instructor Lu. Tang Feng was a little displeased. Lu Fengru said lightly, "The new students don't even feel any pressure. How can this be considered special training? Think about it. If someone is forced to work for free, would he be willing to do so? If he's unwilling, he'll naturally have the motivation to get back at them. With motivation and the desire to improve, special training is the real special training. It's decided. I think it's pretty good." The students were stunned. They could do that. Fong Ping was stunned too. Lu Fengru's method was not bad. although Tang Feng and the other instructors did not quite agree with it. They did not say anything in the end. In martial arts universities, if you wanted something, you had to fight for it yourself. Although it was not good to exploit others, as Lu Fengru said, the new students nowadays lacked motivation. Perhaps this was a solution. There was not much time left until the championship. They had to use all the methods they could think of. Getting free credits if you don't work, Fong Ping muttered. Lu Fengru suddenly said, "Of course, as everyone's strength improves, the class monitor can also be rotated. Let's rotate once every half a month. Every time, there'll be a reward of 10 credits. This way, everyone will have more motivation." This time, no one objected anymore. The students' eyes lit up. Once every half a month, there were still 3 months until the championship. That would be 6 times and 60 credits. 60 credits was not a small number. Fong Ping could not help but glance at Lu Fengru. The instructor was fighting for benefits for him, right? She was obviously giving him benefits in secret. Tang Feng and the others had obviously thought of this as well. They looked at Lu Fengru with some dissatisfaction. Lu Fengru yawned and said, "Why are you looking at me? Isn't it good to motivate everyone to improve? Ask the students if they're willing to do this." Although no one said anything, Tang Feng could see that his own students, Zhao Lei and Yang Xiaoman, were tempted. The other students with decent strength were also eager to try. Although Lu Fengru's method was a little rough, it had to be said that the students' enthusiasm was ignited. Tang Feng felt a little helpless. He knew about Fong Ping's situation. Forget it. If Fong Ping could occupy the position of class monitor for 6 periods, the others would probably be motivated too. It was not a bad idea to set up an opponent for the new students. It was only 60 credits. Anyway, Tang Feng thought for a while and said, "Then we'll go according to Instructor Lu's suggestion. Does anyone have any objections?" Even if the students had objections, they could not say it out loud. If they said it, it would mean that they were not confident in themselves. Seeing that Tang Feng had agreed, Lu Fengru smiled at Fong Ping with an expression that said, "Kid, I've fought for you." Fong Ping laughed dryly and did not say anything. "If there are no objections, then we can start now. Those who are willing can participate in the election." Just as Tang Feng finished speaking, Lu Fengru suddenly said, "Don't waste so much time. I still have things to do." Fong Ping stepped forward. Fong Ping stepped forward quickly. Lu Fengru said directly, "Do you want to be the class monitor?" "Yes." This time, Fong Ping did not hesitate. 60 credits. In the mission system yesterday, even capturing and killing a peak rank 2 did not have this treatment. A peak rank 2 was only 20 credits. 60 credits was almost the same as a rank 3. It was the least. Killing a rank 3 martial artist only earned him so many credits. Now that it was free, how could Fong Ping not be willing? "It's good that you want to," Lu Fengru said playfully. "Instructor Tang's 2 students have outstanding abilities. Everyone can see that. We're all rank 6 instructors. I want my reputation too. You're my student. Some people are afraid that I don't know how to teach students, so I have to prove that my salary as an instructor is not for nothing. Go and challenge Instructor Tang's 2 students. If you win, you'll be the class monitor. If you lose, you'll have to serve them for free. Do you have any objections?" Lu Fengru was fighting for benefits for him. Fong Ping did not want to embarrass his instructor, so he quickly said, "No objections." "Does anyone else have any objections?" Lu Fengru asked. No one said anything. Zhao Lei and Yang Xiaoman's abilities were among the best among the new students. If they could beat them, no one else would be a match for them. Zhao Lei, Yang Xiaoman, what about you guys? Zhao Lei said immediately, "No objections." Yang Xiaoman hesitated for a moment and shook her head. "Then let's begin. Which one of you will go first?" Zhao Lei said impatiently, "I'll go first." Fong Ping did not waste any time. He stood out from the crowd and said with a smile, "Zhao Lei, let's make this clear. Don't cry later, and don't hold a grudge. Also, if you lose, you'll be working for me for free. You'll be in charge of informing everyone to gather for class." Zhao Lei huffed. "Sure. If you lose, it'll be the same." "Of course," Fong Ping responded. Then, without waiting for anyone to give the order, he suddenly took a step forward and rushed forward. Zhao Lei had not recovered from the conversation just now, when Fong Ping's fist smashed toward him. He was about to retaliate when Fong Ping suddenly pulled back his fist. The pullback of his fist was extremely abrupt. Zhao Lei did not expect Fong Ping to attack first, nor did he expect him to feint at this time. Just as he was about to dodge, Fong Ping kicked his knee. Zhao Lei staggered and almost fell. Fong Ping suddenly punched him again, this time hitting his nose. Ugh! Zhao Lei's nose bled and tears flowed down his face. "I told you not to cry, and you're still crying." Fong Ping punched him in the forehead with a bang. As he punched, he said in a relaxed tone, "I told you not to hold a grudge, and you just had to bang. I'm actually very easy to talk to, but did you think I didn't hear what you said to Yang Xiaoman and the others? Bang. You're always provoking me. What's so great about honing your bones compared to me? Bang. If you provoke me again, I'll beat you until even your father can't recognize you. Bang. My sister is already the boss. I'm just a boss among the freshmen. Do you still have a problem with that? Bang. Before the crowd could react, Fong Ping had already pinned Zhao Lei to the ground. He punched him again and again until Zhao Lei's head was spinning, and he had no idea where he was. The corner of Tang Feng's mouth twitched, but he did not say anything. Fong Ping did not hit him too hard. It looked like he hit him hard, but it was just a superficial wound. Could he not keep hitting his face, though? Zhao Lei would not be able to see anyone for a week with that face. In the crowd, Chun Yunxi looked at Yang Xiaoman's pale face and said softly, "Forget it. Just admit defeat. Zhao Lei is a guy. If he does the same to you later." Yang Xiaoman's face turned even paler. She could not imagine how she would survive the next 4 years if Fong Ping beat her until her face looked like a pig's. After a while, Fong Ping stood up, satisfied. He chuckled. "Yang Xiaoman, it's our turn. You want to hit me?" "Of course. Didn't you hear Instructor Tang say that hitting a beauty is also a form of training? Instructor Tang, am I right?" Tang Feng's face darkened. Lu Fengru was all smiles. I admit defeat." Yang Xiaoman's face was full of embarrassment, but she did not dare to accept the challenge. Fong Ping said regretfully, "What a pity. Forget it. Don't hold a grudge next time. I'm afraid of trouble. It's not good to hold a grudge. I've never held a grudge." He had heard this woman speak ill of him behind his back a couple of times. Zhao Lei, too. Did she really think he would not hold a grudge? Chapter 1:22. The class monitor selection ended almost instantly without any hiccups. When Fong Ping beat up Zhao Lei, who had the most honed bones in the class, and thought he was the strongest, none of the other 48 students had any objections. Zhao Lei, who was lying on the ground, was still pretending to be dead. He had to pretend. He could not afford to lose face. He was beaten black and blue by Fong Ping before he could even retaliate. Even if Fong Ping had ambushed him, it still represented Fong Ping's strength. Many people had realized that Zhao Lei was pretending to be unconscious. However, Zhao Lei was not weak. His instructor, Tang Feng, was still here, so they were too embarrassed to laugh at him. Fong Ping did not mind that Tang Feng was there. He even used Tang Feng's words to mock him. He was not too happy with Tang Feng. This instructor had tricked him once during the school allocation. He only reminded him of the high casualty rate when he chose Lu Fengru. Of course, Fong Ping now knew that Lu Fengru's students were digging their own graves. It had nothing to do with Lu Fengru. However, Fong Ping was broad-minded. He did not mind taking revenge in a harmless situation. After all, Tang Feng was the one who allowed the sparring. Fong Ping did not do anything to Zhao Lei. Of course, the main thing was that his instructor did not like Tang Feng, so he deliberately chose his students. With Lu Fengru's support, Fong Ping was very bold. Tang Feng was not so petty. He glanced at Fong Ping and did not even look at Zhao Lei. He quickly said, "Fong Ping will be the class monitor. Does anyone else have any objections?" No one said anything. All right, the class monitor is decided. Later, Zhao Lei will come to me for the training schedule. Fong Ping had already said that he would let Zhao Lei run the errands. Tang Feng had no intention of reneging on his student's debt. He was not strong enough, so it was good to provoke his student. He could see that Zhao Lei was a little arrogant. He was not big-minded, but he was not small either. He did not like Fong Ping, but he did not deliberately pick a fight with him. This showed that he had some self-restraint. After this lesson, he would probably be much better next time. Sometimes the students might not listen to the instructor's words. However, after being beaten up by Fong Ping and losing face in front of everyone, it was time for him to learn his lesson. Of course, if he didn't change, it meant that his temperament wasn't good, and Tang Feng wouldn't pay too much attention to him. Ignoring Zhao Lei's response, Tang Feng continued, "The training will begin tomorrow. It won't affect everyone's regular classes. It will mainly be at night and on weekends. As for the specific arrangements, we will discuss them tomorrow. For now, everyone is dismissed." Everyone dispersed in twos and threes, but there were quite a few people who didn't leave. They wanted to see how Zhao Lei was going to continue pretending. In the end, Zhao Lei stopped pretending. After Tang Feng announced that they were dismissed, he got up, wiping away the tears and blood on his face. Zhao Lei lifted his head to look at Fong Ping. He gritted his teeth and said, "I admit defeat this time, but we'll see. University has only just begun." Fong Ping curled his lips and said nonchalantly, "As long as your old man doesn't challenge me to a duel, I'll wait for you any time. Don't provoke me. My father isn't that shameless." Zhao Lei snorted. This snort was troublesome. "My nose still hurts." After he finished humming, Zhao Lei's face twitched and his tears flowed down once again. "You're crying again. I feel like I'm bullying a child." Fong Ping sighed and strode away. He did not continue to provoke this guy. He said he was not provoking him, but Zhao Lei was provoked to the point of going crazy. Who was crying? "If you don't King hit my nose, will I cry?" Outside the building of practical training, Fu Chongding laughed until his stomach hurt. He held Fong Ping up and said, "You're really ruthless. I see that his face is even more swollen than mine. He won't recover in a week." "I'm trying to avoid bigger trouble," Fong Ping said helplessly. "This guy always thinks that he lost the last time because he was careless. That's why he remembers it. This time, I'll let him experience despair. He won't feel so indignant anymore." What he said was not false. For a person like Zhao Lei, you had to beat him into submission. Zhao Lei was obviously not convinced by what happened last time. He was indignant and had resentment in his heart. Small things could become big things. Now that Fong Ping had beaten him into silence again, it could actually resolve a lot of trouble. As he said that, Fong Ping turned his head to look behind him and suddenly said loudly, "After entering the special training class, there will definitely be many opportunities to learn from each other. If there's a grudge, I'll take revenge. 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 It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. I'll beat them up first." Bastard. Yang Xiaoman, who was behind him, cursed. Why did he have to mention names? Did he have to scold the locust intentionally? Chen Yunxi hurriedly tugged at her. There would definitely be combat classes after entering the special training class. Don't provoke that guy. or you'll really get beaten up." Yang Xiaoman was reluctant. She mumbled and did not say anything else. Fu Changding gave Fong Ping a thumbs up and said softly, "Not bad. You're good at this. Make her hate turn to love? I'll try it next time. Women are all like that. Maybe it really will work. Get lost." Fong Ping cursed. "You really know how to make connections." After chatting with Fu Changding for a while, Fong Ping saw Lu Fengru slow down in front of him. He quickly caught up to her. "Thank you, instructor." Fong Ping hurriedly thanked her as soon as he stepped forward. The 60 credits this time were almost free. This was also because Lu Fengru had given him special treatment. Otherwise, Tang Feng would not have arranged it this way. "Don't thank me. You earned it yourself." Lu Fengru did not take credit. She said as she walked, "The more resources you have, the faster you improve, and maybe the faster you die. So there's no need to thank me." After saying that, Lu Fengru continued, "But take advantage of this opportunity to get more resources and credits. Then use them to exchange for the pills you need to improve your strength." Fong Ping looked puzzled. Lu Fengru did not say that before. What she meant was that her students did not need to rush. Lu Fengru said lightly, "MCMU will probably lose the championship. If they lose, resources will be tight. When that happens, it'll be hard to improve your strength." "MCMU will lose?" Fong Ping still found it hard to believe. The special training class had just been established and they were already thinking about losing? "I just found out about it not long ago. There have been some changes recently, which is the main reason why normal martial arts universities are so eager to fight for resources." "Changes?" "Yes. You'll know about this soon. In short, everyone is eager to improve their strength now. The Martial Arts University Alliance has made up their mind to fight for more resources. Once the students enter rank 1, they may be arranged to carry out missions, life and death missions, and not just for the sake of training. On one hand, it's to win the competition and get resources. On the other hand, it's to deal with crises. I don't know if you know about Tiannan Martial Arts University's heavy losses. Now, the situation has worsened. Similar things are happening in many places. So, everyone is striving to improve their strength as soon as possible. In the past, it was the weak who could enjoy life. Next, there may be some changes, and the weak have no right to waste resources. Only by concentrating on cultivating a group of powerhouses can we better deal with crises. That's why I said that you can fight for more resources now. Of course, if you're not interested in the martial arts path, then pretend I didn't say anything. You can graduate as a rank 2 or 3, and maybe you can live a stable and wealthy life." Lu Fengru said a few words, shook her head, and said, "These are troubled times. It's been so many years. In the past, only rank 3 martial artists would participate. Maybe it will spread to rank 2 or even rank 1. In recent years, it has become more and more frequent." He did not know if she was talking to Fong Ping or herself. Anyway, Fong Ping only understood half of it, but he could feel the tension. After walking for a while, Lu Fengru finally waved her hand and said, "You can go back first. I'll let you know if there's anything. After all, you're my student." "Okay, instructor. I'll leave first." "Go." After Fong Ping left, Lu Fengru sighed softly. Ordinary martial arts universities had made trouble in the past, but they did not cause much of a commotion. This time, it was especially big, and they had an attitude that they would not let go. Before this, Lu Fengru did not care about it, and she could not be bothered to care about it. Now, however, Lu Fengru knew that things were more troublesome than she had imagined. Ever since the earthquake in Tiannan, there were signs of unusual movements at the catacombs entrances everywhere. This could be a sign that big trouble was coming. The martial arts universities guarding the catacombs could not sit still anymore. They began to seek large amounts of resources to increase their strength and deal with the crisis. That was why the championship was held. In Magic City, it was not obvious before, but during this period, it was becoming more obvious. During this period, a few of her students outside had been seriously injured. One of them almost lost his life. Lu Fengru only found out about the changes from the students, Wang Jinyang, Qin Fengqing, and the others said that they wanted to earn a big sum of money because of this. Lu Fengru did not know whether this was a sign or something else, but she still felt a sense of crisis. This time, when she told Fang Ping about this, she felt very complicated. It was fine for ordinary students, especially new students. However, for an outstanding student like Fang Ping, it was very likely that he would be informed about the catacombs in advance and be forcibly recruited to participate. Usually, the missions were random and the principal was voluntary. However, at this critical moment, how could it be voluntary? You had to go whether you wanted to or not. This was the responsibility of a powerhouse. Of course, it was not just Fang Ping. Fang Ping was actually still a pawn. She might have to leave the school too. The days of enjoyment had been too long, and she had almost forgotten about these things. However, the school provided them with a large amount of resources until they reached rank 5 and 6. At this time, it was impossible not to step forward, even if they were grandmasters. Middle-ranked martial artists were a little nervous these days. As for low-ranked martial artists, other than some rank 3 martial artists who were on missions, the others still knew nothing. Although Lu Fengru mentioned a few things to Fang Ping, because Fang Ping lacked a source of information, he also did not know much. However, he knew one thing, and that was that he had to quickly improve his strength. When Fang Ping returned to the dormitory, he had already put aside the pleasure of beating someone up earlier and continued to hone his bones. It was just a child's play earlier. Zhao Lei was just a new student. Other than the slightly higher number of bones he had honed, everything else was very ordinary. Bullying this kind of person did not give him a sense of accomplishment. He did not wait until the next day to attend the special training class. That night, when Fang Ping was cultivating, he felt that the ground was shaking. Fortunately, this feeling passed very quickly. Many people probably did not know about it. However, as the ground shook, some of the MCMU martial artists started to get nervous. That night, the higher-ups of MCMAU held a meeting. On the night that the meeting ended, the dean of the School of Weaponry, Huang Jing, led a team and left the school that very night. Accompanying him were more than 30 middle-ranked instructors. The next day, Fang Ping and the others acted as usual, not noticing anything out of the ordinary. Only a few people were talking about what happened last night. Fu Changding also felt the movement last night. He was not asleep at that time. When he met Fang Ping in the morning, Fu Changding asked, "There was an earthquake last night. You felt it too?" "Yes, I was cultivating and almost lost my breath. Fortunately, it was only for a while. It might have been a small earthquake." As the two of them were chatting, Zhao Xuemei walked over and said it was an earthquake, but it was very light. The news reported it this morning. There were no casualties or economic losses. Recently, it's not just Magic City. Many places have been like this. There have been frequent earthquakes this year. Fu Changding said casually, then frowned and said, "It doesn't seem like a good thing. After the earthquake in Tiananmen last time, earthquakes started happening continuously. I remember that my grandfather was very nervous last time." Zhao Xuemei's expression changed slightly. She said softly, "Maybe don't think too much about it. Right now, our priority is to improve our strength." "That's true. Once we become grandmasters, we won't be affected even if the earthquake is strong." Fu Changding laughed and did not mention this again. They did not mention it, but Fang Ping took it to heart. The earthquake in Tiananmen. Many of Tiananmen Martial Arts University's elite students were sacrificed. Yesterday, the instructor said that there have been some changes recently. There have been frequent earthquakes recently. Although they didn't cause much damage, this doesn't seem right. This didn't happen in my past life. Every time the earthquake happens, Grandmaster powerhouses are unusually active. They frequently appear in the earthquake zone. Grandmasters are so warm-hearted, the instructor's words are contradictory. First, he told us not to rush to improve our strength and enjoy it for a few years. Now, he's telling us to fight for resources and improve our strength as soon as possible. Messages after messages flashed in Fong Ping's mind. After a long time, they formed a new message. The earthquake is related to martial artists. Maybe the earthquake represents danger. Fong Ping frowned. What did the earthquake in Magic City mean? Was Magic City in danger? Also, the last time Wang Jinyang and Qin Fengqing said they were going on a mission, but they were nowhere to be seen. Was it related to this? He could not get through to their phones. They were not in the service area. I don't have the necessary information. Is it because of my strength? Fong Ping exhaled softly. There was no point in thinking too much. It seemed like he had to improve his strength as soon as possible. Don't be stingy with your wealth. You should spend it when it's time. I have to expand the company as soon as possible. I have to spend even 9 million to earn wealth as soon as possible. Maybe I can try to take on some missions. Thoughts flashed through Fong Ping's mind, but his feet did not stop. He walked toward the teaching block with everyone else. Chapter 123. The school was peaceful. As usual, some instructors applying for leave did not cause any commotion. It was normal for instructors to be busy, and many of them would go on missions. Although Fong Ping felt that something was off, he did not say anything about it. On this day, the freshmen discussed Fong Ping more than anything else. In the School of Weaponry Class 1, there were discussions since the morning. Even Zhao Lei was no match for him. Is Fong Ping really that strong? Has he reached peak rank 1? No way. How can he be so fast? Didn't he just start school, and he hasn't become a martial artist yet? The students first guessed Fong Ping's strength, but when the girls joined the discussion, the mood changed very quickly. That's so cruel. Zhao Lei was beaten into a pig's head. I've always treated him like a Prince Charming. Now I have no more love for him. That's right. Is Fong Ping feeling inferior? Last time, Fu Chongding was beaten into a pig's head too. These two are strong and handsome in the class. Fong Ping has strength, but he's not as handsome as them. Do you guys think It can't be? He wasn't the one who beat Fu Chongding up? Are you stupid? Don't forget that the two of them teamed up, but Fu Chongding was beaten into a pig's head. He didn't. Fong Ping definitely has the strength to save Fu Chongding, but he didn't. What do you think? That seems to be true. I didn't expect it to be like this. I think Fong Ping looks okay too. It can't be that bad, right? You're too naive. That depends on who he's compared to. Zhao Lei and the others are much more handsome than him. He's strong. He must be jealous. The few girls in the class were all discussing, looking at Fong Ping strangely. Yang Xiaoman was listening at the side. Just as she was about to speak, she thought of something and said in a low voice, "He's so petty. He's not just jealous of men, he's jealous of women too. Also, he's so cruel, hitting women." You guys saw it too. He's hitting women since school started. He even wanted to hit me yesterday. So, don't find a boyfriend like this who's petty and violent. Although he's strong, martial arts universities are much stronger than him. There's no need to find him. Did you all hear that? Also, don't tell anyone that I said it. Be careful. Otherwise, he might hit us because of his inferiority complex. No way. Xiaoman, is he really going to hit you? It's absolutely true. Keep your voices down. His ears are quite sharp. In short, let this guy stay single for 4 years. In the future, when there are junior sisters, we have to greet them, lest they fall into the devil's den. The mood changed again and again. In the end, the girls all came to a consensus. Never pursue Fong Ping, never fall in love with him. There were many good men, and the seniors in MCMEU were also very strong. Fong Ping showed signs of domestic violence. The stronger one was, the more dangerous it would be to be his girlfriend. He might be jealous that you were prettier than him and want to beat you up. Fong Ping did not know about these things in the beginning. His ears weren't that sharp, and it was impossible for him to always care about what other people were gossiping about. He could feel that everyone was looking at him differently. At first, Fong Ping thought that the news of him killing someone had spread. It was not until after dinner that Fong Ping realized something when they went to the special training class together. After dinner, Fong Ping and Fu Changding went to the special training class together. Fu Changding suddenly said with a conflicted expression, "Fong Ping, why didn't you save me on the first day of school?" Fong Ping was surprised. It had been more than a month. This guy couldn't be that petty, could he? These days, Fong Ping felt comfortable interacting with Fu Changding. After some thought, he explained, "I wasn't a martial artist then, so I couldn't save you even if I wanted to." "Really?" "Of course." Then do you think that I might be a little more handsome than you?" Fong Ping rolled his eyes and ignored him. Fu Changding said dryly, "Zhao Lei, is he a little more handsome than you? Are you looking for trouble? Or are you showing off? You want to beat me up?" Fu Changding looked horrified, as if he had confirmed something. He said hesitantly, "Fong Ping, you don't have to do this. Being handsome is given to us by our parents. It has nothing to do with us." The swelling on my face just subsided not long ago. Obviously, this guy thought that Fong Ping might really have a special case in this area. He wanted to beat up anyone who was more handsome than he was, especially those who were handsome and strong. Obviously, Fu Changding, was one of them. "Get lost!" Fong Ping scolded. After a few more questions, he found out about the rumors among the girls. "They say that you're jealous of handsome guys, and maybe pretty girls too. Whenever you meet a handsome guy or a pretty girl, you want to slap them in the face. Someone even reminded me to stay away from you, or else I might get beaten up. Actually, I think so too," Fu Changding said dryly. "Fong Ping, don't you realize that you have this tendency? Look at you, you're not very friendly to people like Zhao Lei. Also, you're the same to Yang Xiaoman and the others, but you're very friendly to Zhao Xuemei. Do you really have a habit of judging people by their looks? I heard you on the phone last time. You even told your sister to eat more, so that she doesn't become so skinny. Don't tell me you have a problem with your aesthetics." Fong Ping's face was as black as iron. Without a word, he strode away, muttering fiercely. Yang Xiaoman. Fu Changding looked as if he had expected it. He sighed softly and said, "Maybe it's not jealousy, but there's a problem with my aesthetics." He did not like pretty girls or handsome guys. Maybe in Fong Ping's eyes, these people were unbearably ugly. The reason why he did not beat him up but got close to him instead, maybe Fong Ping thought he was ugly and needed a foil like him. When he thought about it that way, many things made sense. Fu Changding's words made Fong Ping sulk for a while, but after some thought, he felt that there was no need to be angry. Soon, Fong Ping let go of the matter. At most, he would beat up Fu Changding and Yang Xiaoman when he had the chance next time. That would be his revenge. Building 6. The special training classes had begun. The school had specially allocated Building 6 for the special training classes. Although there were only 50 people in each class, the school was very generous. They had directly moved some of the classes that were originally in Building 6 to the building. In the next few months, Building 6 would be used exclusively for the special training classes. Building 6 was the largest classroom. When Fong Ping and the others arrived, an instructor was already waiting in the classroom. It was not Tang Feng, nor was it the other rank 6 instructors. It was Bai Ruoxi, whom Fong Ping had a better impression of. She was a peak rank 5 powerhouse. She was much younger than Lu Fengru. When school started, many boys wanted to be her students. Unfortunately, Bai Ruoshi only accepted girls. Chen Yunxi was one of her students. When Tang Feng said that a rank 6 instructor would be teaching, no one expected Bai Ruoshi to come for the first class. Bai Ruoshi looked like she was in her 30s, but her actual age was a few years older. Because of her swordsmanship, she had an ethereal aura. She looked gentle and weak, which made her very popular among the students. Seeing Bai Ruoshi, Fu Changding said excitedly, "I can't believe it's the goddess teaching. I thought I wouldn't have the chance. Maybe I can ask her about swordsmanship. It's the way of the bitch, isn't it?" Fang Ping was speechless. Was there a need for that? She was already in her 30s. Maybe she was already married and had children. Wouldn't it scare you to death if a son older than you popped up out of nowhere? Fu Changding ignored him. The other boys were also in high spirits. Bai Ruoshi had a gentle smile on her face. When all the students had arrived, she said softly, "Today is the first day of the special training classes. I will be teaching everyone." The special training classes not only have martial arts classes, but also professional knowledge classes. Instructor Tang and the others are a little busy, so I will be teaching the professional knowledge classes from now on. There are professional knowledge classes in the special training classes. At this moment, many people started to complain. They were already busy enough. There were enough cultural studies and professional knowledge classes in the day. Attending the special training classes at night was to improve their martial arts skills. Was it not? Now, they were going to have professional knowledge classes. Was it not killing them? Bai Ruoshi chuckled. The professional knowledge classes and the special training classes are different. You don't have to take notes or take exams. Just treat it as relaxing. But before the class, there's one more thing. As she said that, Bai Ruoshi picked up a stack of documents from the podium. This is the confidentiality agreement and the letter of responsibility. Everything you learn and hear in the special training classes will be kept confidential and must not be leaked. The letter of responsibility is what we usually call a life or death contract. Once you enter the special training classes, there may be some dangerous training content. There may be serious injuries or even death. You will have to bear the consequences yourself. Of course, you can choose not to sign it. If you don't, you can just leave the special training classes. A life or death contract. No one cared about the confidentiality agreement, but the letter of responsibility made many people's expressions change. Bai Ruoshi's voice was ethereal, her tone gentle. This is not a decision made by MCMU alone. You are new students, so you are given a chance to choose. If you are a senior, you don't need to be reminded. I think some of you should know that every year, many martial arts university students die during training or during training. They won't sign the letter of responsibility because it is a basic requirement. Now, you can choose to sign it or not. If you don't sign it, you can leave. Among the crowd, some were hesitant, some were nervous, but in the end, no one left. They would get 10 credits if they joined the class. If they left, would they not have to return them? If they did not want the benefits, how could they stand out? After the confidentiality agreement and the letter of responsibility were handed out, everyone signed their names. Fang Ping looked at them carefully. The content was not different from what Bai Ruoshi had said, so he signed his name too. After all the students had signed their names, Bai Ruoshi smiled. Very good. MCMU students should have this quality. Now, let the first class of the special training class begin. With that, Bai Ruoshi returned to the podium and said, "Everyone has taken history lessons. Does anyone remember the year when the existence of martial artists was officially revealed to the public?" 1921. Someone replied immediately. Before 1921, martial artists were only spread by word of mouth. Many people thought it was nonsense. In January that year, the Sino nation's provisional government sent a telegram to the public and published newspapers to officially acknowledge the existence of martial artists. They also collected martial arts cultivation methods from the public and recruited martial arts powerhouses. In the same year, the provisional government decided to officially establish Capital City Martial Arts Society, which is the predecessor of Capital City Martial Arts University. Capital City Martial Arts Society, as the first martial arts university in Sino Nation that was officially recognized by the country, recruited students from all over the country. That year, Capital City Martial Arts Society recruited 181 students. The student who replied knew history like the back of his hand. He could even recite some specific numbers. Bai Ruoshi was satisfied. She nodded and said, "This student is right." It was 1921 when martial artists officially moved from behind the scenes to the front. Martial artists have a long history, but in the past they were taught by masters and apprentices. They were divided into sects, gangs, and martial arts schools. They were all small scale. 1 teacher and 3 to 5 students. That was a sect. When Capital City Martial Arts Society was established, this small-scale model of inheritance was gradually eliminated. Now, martial arts universities have been formed. Currently, there are 18 professional martial arts universities in Sino Nation and 81 universities with martial arts departments. There are 99 martial arts universities in total. Bai Ruoshi continued, Capital City Martial Arts University is the earliest martial arts university in the country. It has a history of 87 years. MCMU's history is slightly shorter. It was established in 1949 and has been around for 59 years. Capital City Martial Arts Society was established in 1921. Martial artists walked to the front of the stage, but in reality, it originated from an incident in 1920. I think many of you don't know what the incident was, do you? Everyone was confused. They knew the history of 1921, but did anything major happen in 1920? Everyone was confused, but Fong Ping thought for a while. After a while, Fong Ping said uncertainly, in 1920, natural disasters occurred everywhere. There were droughts, floods, and frequent earthquakes. In December, the earthquake with the highest intensity ever recorded in Sino Nation happened. It caused hundreds of thousands of casualties. Bai Ruoshi glanced at him and nodded slightly. That's right. That's the reason. That's why the Northwest earthquake ended in December. In January the following year, the interim government released information about martial artists to the public and began to cultivate martial artists on a large scale. That's how the Capital City Martial Arts Society came into being. Fong Ping's pupils contracted. He felt like he was about to come into contact with something deeper. Bai Ruoshi continued, the establishment and expansion of other martial arts universities are actually related to natural disasters and disasters. There were more and more martial arts universities. The number of students they recruited increased from 181 to 1,800. Now, 20 to 30,000 students are recruited every year. There are close to 100,000 martial arts university students in the country who are still in school. There are even more martial science students who graduate. Based on 50 years of calculation, although there weren't as many as 20 to 30,000 students every year, there are still tens of thousands of students every year. After so many years, excluding birth, old age, sickness, and death, martial arts universities have cultivated more than 600,000 martial artists. These are martial arts universities. The military department is cultivating martial artists, the Department of Investigation Services is cultivating martial artists, and the martial arts training classes are cultivating martial artists. There should be more than 2 million martial artists in the country right now. In reality, the number of martial artists is far less than that. Of course, even if it's a small number, 1 million martial artists is not too few. Once there are too many, it becomes worthless. Why do martial artists still have this status? Has anyone considered this? Is it because martial artists are stronger? Of course, this is part of the reason, but it's not just because of this. Has anyone thought deeply about the inside story? Also, Why did the government publicize information about martial artists in 1921, including the scope of the promotion of martial artists? Heroes use martial arts to break the law. This is not a modern saying. It has been passed down since ancient times. According to the people in power, these martial artists should gradually disappear into history. In reality, before 1921, the existence of martial artists had already been weakened to the limit. At that time, the number of martial artists in the country probably did not exceed 10,000. In another few decades, if the government did not take any measures, and with the advancement of modernization, martial artists would also disappear, not completely. Until now, I'm afraid that the number of martial arts powerhouses who still retain their heritage will not exceed 1,000, or even fewer. It's not impossible for them to be completely wiped out. Then why did they publicize it, promote it, and gradually raise the status of martial artists in the future? Chapter 124. In the Classroom, by Ruwashi continued. Originally, you will only be informed of certain situations when you reach rank 3. Why rank 3? Because rank 3 martial artists have fully honed their limbs. They can fight and retreat at will. They have strong survival skills and possess the most basic ability to kill enemies. Rank 1 and 2 martial artists have more flaws in comparison. Some hone their upper limbs, some hone their lower limbs. In short, there is a big gap between them and rank 3. They are not comprehensive. This was an annotation that only rank 3 were elites. However, you are all elites among the new students. It is only a matter of time before you reach rank 3. That is why I can inform you in advance. Existence has its value. The existence of martial artists' promotion privileges. All of these are based on the need for martial artists. By Ruwashi's smile was gone. She said lightly, "It is not the people in power who need us. To put it more bluntly, it is society that needs us. To put it more bluntly, humans need us. That is why there are martial arts universities and all kinds of privileges for martial artists." The classroom suddenly fell silent. The students were not stupid. They could feel the tense atmosphere. Catacombs. I don't know if anyone has heard of this term. Of course, even if someone has heard of it, their understanding is limited. In order for you guys to grow healthily and without too much pressure, even if there are elders in your family who know about it, they will not reveal it. Pressure is for those who are capable to bear it. Those who are incapable will have it easier. This is my opinion. As for what others think, I don't know. Everyone has their own thoughts. Nobody knows what the catacombs are. How it came to be, nobody knows. Maybe some people know, at least not me. I only found out about the existence of the catacombs after I reached rank 3. What does the catacombs have to do with martial artists? This is what I want to say. After that, the entire classroom was extremely quiet. Only Bai Ruwashi's voice could be heard. Bai Ruwashi did not say much, but it was all focused on one point, the catacombs. Bai Ruwashi really did not know what the catacombs were. What she knew was that the catacombs were located underground. It was like an underground world. However, it was also different. It was as if it was not underground at all. The government had organized people to dig tens of thousands of meters, but there was no trace of the catacombs. However, it was not an alternate dimension either. That was because if there were any unusual movements in the catacombs, there would be a reaction on the surface of the earth. The most direct observation would be an earthquake. According to modern science, it might involve higher dimensions and space, but Bai Ruwashi didn't know much about it. According to Bai Ruwashi, the catacombs could be found all over the world, not just in Sino Nation. In Sino Nation, 22 entrances to the catacombs have been discovered so far. The reason why he said that was because the entrances to the catacombs were not fixed. One could suddenly appear at any time. The Great Earthquake of 1920 was the discovery of the third entrance to the catacombs. In the 88 years since then, another 19 entrances had appeared one after another. Humans could only enter from the entrance of the catacombs. They could not enter from other places. The world of the catacombs was filled with all kinds of dangers, and at every moment, there would be a large number of dangers ready to enter the surface world. That was why there were martial artists with great single-target lethality. That was how the policy of constantly raising the status of martial artists came about in recent years. Ruashi did not stop talking. When she paused, someone in the class spoke with a hoarse voice. "Teacher, are you saying that there is another world beneath our feet?" Ruashi shook her head and said, "I don't know. It might not be beneath our feet. Its entrance is underground, but this world might not be underground." Her words were a little complicated, but everyone was not brainless. They all understood what she meant. The catacombs could be an alternate dimension, but the entrance was underground. Where was this dimension? Maybe it was underground. Maybe it was in another dimension, or maybe it was not even in the same universe. "Teacher, the discovery of the catacombs is why there is a constant increase in martial artists. Does that mean that only martial artists can enter the catacombs?" Ruashi shook her head and said, "No, ordinary people can also enter. But after entering the catacombs, firearms will lose their original effect. Maybe what I said is not accurate. Let me put it this way. The catacombs is a little strange. After entering, you can only use your own strength, power that comes from your own body. You can use your fists and legs, use swords, or even use a bow and arrow. The source of power must come from your own body, not heat, electricity, wind, or solar energy. After so many years, experts have analyzed that in the catacombs, only vitality force can be used. As for other external energy sources, they will lose their effect. The source of power for technological weapons will completely lose its effect in the catacombs. This is why the status of martial artists rose after the discovery of the catacombs. "Teacher, what exists in the catacombs? Humans? Zombies? Monsters? Or other monsters?" "That is a world." Ruashi's eyes were a little complicated as she said, "It is a complete world, not purely a cave of monsters. There is everything in it, humans, animals, monsters. In short, other than the lack of modern civilization, it is a newly discovered world. The catacombs world is not purely destructive. Let's not talk about that for now. In short, in the catacombs world, there are some people, some monsters, who are constantly trying to rush out of the catacombs door and enter our world once one of the catacombs door was destroyed, and the monsters of the catacombs world rushed out, resulting in extremely tragic consequences. Teacher, if they enter the surface world, can't we use firearms or even nuclear weapons to kill them? This question was on point. Ruashi said helplessly, "Yes, the government tried it before. At that time, these intruding monsters were all killed, and many were even vaporized." But Ruashi said in a heavy tone, "But because of some unknown reason, these catacombs monsters have been reborn." "Reborn?" "Yes, not reborn on the surface, but in the catacombs world. As I said, they also have humans. Of course, they are not necessarily human, but they look and feel similar to us. If there are humans, they naturally have looks and appearances. Some martial artists have discovered that many of the humans who were killed when they broke into the surface world have been reborn in the catacombs world. They cannot be killed in the surface world. No, they can be killed, but they must be killed by a martial artist. Otherwise, they will not be reborn. In the catacombs world, the monsters killed by martial artists will not be reborn. Research and analysis suggest that it may be due to the suppression effect of vitality force. Therefore, in recent years, major research institutions have been developing weapons that use vitality force as kinetic energy. However, vitality force originates from the human body. Once it leaves the human body, it will become pure blood. This is also the biggest problem that has troubled the research institutions. Currently, the various countries may have some results, but the results are not obvious. Before the invention of effective large-scale weapons that can kill the catacombs world creatures, if the catacombs creatures enter the surface world, it will be a disaster for mankind. We can't wash the ground with nuclear bombs every time. If that continues, the entire Earth will be finished. Therefore, let martial artists guard the catacombs. Let martial artists enter the catacombs, go deep into the catacombs, and kill the possibility of these people rushing to the surface. This is the best way to protect the world and protect mankind. Fong Ping had not asked any questions. Now he asked in a low voice, "Teacher, why do the catacombs world creatures rush to the surface world? Is it because the living environment in the catacombs is bad?" No. Bai Ruoxi shook her head. The catacombs is what we call it. It is not as dark and lightless as you think. It is no different from the normal world. In terms of the environment, it is even better than ours. Then, we are not sure of the specific reason. In recent years, we have captured some catacombs creatures, but because of the language barrier, it is difficult to communicate. Of course, now some people are learning the language of the catacombs creatures. Most importantly, the lower levels of the catacombs creatures do not know the reason. For the higher levels, firstly, it is difficult to capture them. Secondly, the higher levels of the catacombs creatures, once they are captured, their brain, or you can call it brain, will develop brain death. We do not know if it is spontaneous or if it is controlled. We are still analyzing this point. Fong Ping continued. In other words, we humans do not have a better way to suppress the catacombs creatures. We can only rely on martial artists to hunt and kill them to reduce the possibility of the catacombs creatures rushing to the surface? That's right. Bai Ruoxi nodded. Otherwise, if any of the catacombs entrances are breached, there will be terrible consequences. A major earthquake is one of them. If the catacombs creatures break through the catacombs entrances, it will cause natural disasters and a lot of casualties. Moreover, the catacombs creatures are extremely destructive. If they are not careful, the whole city will be destroyed. There have been such tragedies in history. In the end, we have to use weapons of mass destruction to destroy them. As a result, the environment has deteriorated. Cities, humans, and the catacombs creatures have all disappeared. However, the catacombs creatures can be resurrected in the catacombs world. This is like drinking poison to quench thirst. In the end, Earth will be destroyed by our own hands. Magic City seemed to be shaking a little last night. Fong Ping mentioned. Bai Ruoxi's expression changed slightly. She sighed softly. That's right. This phenomenon is becoming more and more obvious. Almost all of the 22 catacombs entrances are acting strangely now. The catacombs creatures are constantly attacking the catacombs entrances. Every time they attack, the ground will shake. The stronger the shaking, the closer they are to breaking out. Therefore, once the ground starts shaking, we must immediately send in a large number of martial artists to carry out effective killing. They will die too. When there are enough of them, they will retreat. It was the same in Tian'an before? Yes. It was more serious that time. They were almost breached. Therefore, we had no choice but to send in a large number of martial artists as reinforcements. Even so, there were heavy casualties among the martial artists. As for the ordinary people, Fong Ping said hurriedly, ordinary people? Bai Ruoxi's tone deepened. There are ordinary people in the military department. Do you think that everyone in the military department is a martial artist? A large number of ordinary soldiers will also be stationed outside the catacombs entrances. When necessary, they will rush into the catacombs. Although ordinary people are not as good as martial artists when they form a military formation, they also possess extremely strong destructive power. Otherwise, it would be difficult to rely on martial artists alone. Even if millions of martial artists join forces, it would still be difficult to resist. Not all martial artists will enter the 22 catacombs entrances. There are also a large number of rank 1 and 2 martial artists. There are not many martial artists who are actually stationed in the catacombs. Only when the situation is critical will martial artists enter. In the catacombs, the destructive power of vitality force is even stronger. A rank 3 martial artist can forcefully break through the catacombs' ordinary military formation. What? This time, it was not Fong Ping. Instead, it was a student. He said in shock, "The catacombs creatures also have military formations." Bai Ruoxi repeated again, "That is a civilization, not the zombies you think. Do you understand what I mean?" At this time, Fong Ping said again, "Civilization? Instructor, you said that all external sources of energy will lose their effect in the catacombs. Then, without the support of energy, how can a civilization be formed? Don't they need to eat? Don't they need to light a fire? What about the sun? Without the sun to provide heat, can they really survive? You're wrong about this. The existence of energy is not limited to these. In the catacombs creatures have their own exclusive energy system. Have you seen it in novels or on television? You can think of it as a type of energy mine. They use this type of energy mine for lighting, cooking, and even the forging of weapons." Fong Ping's eyes lit up. He said again, "Then, can we use this type of energy mine to forge modern weapons to kill?" Yes, Bai Ruoxi admitted this point. However, she sighed and said, "But the energy mine is the most important source of energy for the catacombs creatures. It is guarded very tightly." Previously, 3 rank 9 grandmasters entered the catacombs world and forcefully robbed it. As a result, a large number of powerhouses from the catacombs creatures chased after them. The last rank 9 died, and the other 2 were also seriously injured. It's too dangerous. The energy mines are all in the depths. For so many years, it's not that we haven't thought of breaking in, but unless it's absolutely necessary, we must not go too deep. This is because some of the catacombs creatures in the depths of the catacombs usually won't attack the catacombs door. However, if we go too deep and trigger these creatures to attack, then humans will really be in danger. Fong Ping had no more doubts now. All in all, currently, humans were at a disadvantage. They were in a state of defense. Killing near the catacombs door would effectively reduce the strength of these creatures' attack on the catacombs door. Fong Ping had no more doubts, but Fu Changbing thought of an important question. He asked immediately, "Instructor, are the catacombs creatures very strong?" "Very strong," Bai Ruoxi said solemnly. "Their ordinary troops or cannon fodder usually have rank 1 strength. Rank 2s and rank 3s are as many as the hairs on a cow. Of course, there aren't too many middle ranks and high ranks. Also, they have a very strong sense of territorial awareness." Everyone hurriedly listened attentively. In other words, the catacombs creatures near the catacombs door in Tian'an rarely go to other catacombs doors. This is also the main reason why we can still maintain the current situation. Human martial artists have mobility. We can focus on defending an area and clearing out an area. We don't have to worry about the creatures in all areas gathering together. As Bai Ruoxi continued to explain, everyone finally had a general impression of the catacombs. Chapter 1:25. It was the end of the month, and we were going to be published on the 13th. Those that were published in the middle of the month were all published on the 1st. He hadn't planned on asking for monthly votes to rush up the rankings, but now that his brothers had helped him, he actually managed to rush up to 4th place on the monthly rankings for new books. The month of new books only lasted for a month, and in reality, it was only half a month for him. At this point, Old Eagle had no choice but to thicken his skin and ask for some more. These past few days, he had gone to the hospital for checkups, recheckups, and queued up to get the test reports. In any case, there were quite a lot of things to do. He had gotten sick and taken 2 days off from the hospital. Everything had happened at the same time, and he hadn't even paid back the chapters he owed. He felt quite embarrassed, but it was still the same as before. Let's just owe it for now. I'll definitely pay it back in the future. Right now, I have 4,170 monthly votes, so let's count it as 4,100 votes. Everyone, please support me with your monthly votes. At the end of the month, I'll get 1 chapter for every additional 200 monthly votes. Although I still owe it to you, Old Eagle will definitely pay it back. Hopefully, I'll be able to rush up to 3rd place. Also, although I don't have many chapters to update, the word count is still quite high. On average, each chapter has more than 4,000 words. Let's talk about it in private. In any case, 1 chapter is worth 2 chapters for others. You're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.